Yeah, I think
so.
I think people will know.
People know who we are at this point.
Go ahead, man. We're live.
We're live. What's up, everybody? It's your
watching.
pals. It's the new year. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. We have a lot to talk about. You can see we have the lovely lady of the leaf here. She's rather than do our pairing, custom cocktail, she picked out a custom whiskey. I want to give a little recognition. This is the Widow Jane.
I don't think anyone can see it.
There
you go.
And it's amazing. It's a
put it on that camera.
Come here.
That camera.
Let me see it.
There you go. Right in front of her face. There you go. Hello. It's fantastic. I do love putting things in her face.
He does.
Absolutely. You're not gonna, no shame in this game.
No shame at all.
I also want to point out the fact that you do not adjust your monitor. I am in fact wearing a hoodie. I never thought I'd wear one on the show, but Lindsay got me one for Christmas, and it's kind of cozy. So
it's very cozy, and it looks nice on you.
Wearing hoodies here. We also want to take a moment to say, if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button, smash the like bell, share it, drop a comment. It feeds the algorithm, helps us out.
It's better, John.
And we greatly appreciate. We want to spread the love. We, as you can tell, we're filming from the Cigar Merchant, and it's been a while since we've been here. We've been traveling. We'll talk about that. But Spence, why don't you tell us what's happening at the Merchant? I know we got a little event going on in about a week. Why don't you come tell us about it? Okay. Here comes Spencer. Okay. Go ahead. He's warmed it up for you with his butt. It's very nice.
Gross.
Hey everyone. Hope everyone had a happy New Year and a Merry Christmas. So next week at the Merchant, we're having a poker night, January 7th, hosted by this guy right here.
Gentleman and Scholar, your favorite cigar dorks. Bring it.
Details.
Sorry, you missed this. Best part of the show was John slugging that bourbon back there, and now he's having a problem. Okay, anyway, continue, Spence.
So details for that should be
they're on Facebook.
Facebook.
Yep, they're on the Gentleman and the Scholar Facebook page. It is here at the Merchant.
Basically,
next Friday, January 7th.
It's a no limit Texas Hold'em tournament starting at 8:00. It's a $20 buy-in, and it's tournament format, so you get your chunk of chips, and when they're out, you're out.
And for an additional $20, you get custom cocktails and food.
That's right. Curated custom food, cocktails, and catering.
Right.
It's a good time.
I can't go to a restaurant by myself and drink and eat for $40.
No, not at all. And tell us what's been going on as far as sales-wise. You got anything good in? I saw that you do. Why don't you tell us about it?
First off, holiday sales were big. We sold a lot of cigars, but luckily we still have inventory.
Hey guys, pretty large
so
inventory.
Currently right now I have 10 more Andalusian Bulls left. I also have some Opus as well. I have the Opus X Sharks and the Perfection number 5s. Also, too, I got some more Davidoff Royales in, this time in the in the Robusto size, which is kind of a big Robusto. I think it's like a 56 ring gauge. It's like 5.5 by 56.
It's sizable. It's big.
Sizable.
It's girthy. You'll feel it. Okay.
But yeah, and also
you will feel it.
Coming up soon, we're going to be getting some new limited Tatawahe, so kind of stay tuned. And that's all.
And hopefully one day we're going to get some freaking God of Fire Series B in. Waiting on him for a while.
Right.
The bet is whether or not we'll get him before Spencer retires here, but we'll see.
Hey, John, if you want, I have some ginger beer for a mixer if you want.
Oh, I'm straight.
Now you are. You were like, ugh.
Thanks, Spencer.
Your face
Spencer's
got so red.
And then there was a time in history.
And then there was light.
About once. So tired.
Meanwhile, John is having a red fox heart. It's like, oh my God. My God.
It's a sipper.
that's as much as I'm going to say.
It is a sipper. So that's what's going on at the Merchant.
At the
Talking
merch.
about the sticks. Let's get these sticks going. So we got some Andalusian Bulls here.
Yeah, they're big as hell.
What you got,
So let's get them.
So
Let's see.
when I first posted the update for the show, we were going to smoke some EP Carrillo pledges because that was the 2020 Cigar Aficionado Cigar of the Year, and I thought it would be fitting to smoke that while we talk about our picks for 2021. But the Merchant was out. I only had 2 in my collection, so I was like, this is really gonna not go over. So I was like, well, let me find something else. And so I wanted to pick something that stood out to me as a truly fantastic cigar on the market that a lot of people would put as their number one. You'll see where I rank it, but I thought it deserved to be on the show. And they're hard as hell to get a hold of. They never have these in stock. I travel the country going to cigar shops, and I can tell you how many times I've seen Bulls on the shelves. 0. Nobody has them.
Yeah,
So what are
everyone
we
has
smoking
like,
again?
We're smoking the Andalusian Bull. They got them here at the
by
Merchant.
Flor, Dominicana.
Go grab it because it is truly outstanding. It's one of those sticks that the first time I had it, I remember thinking that it reminded me a lot of a Monte Cristo Leyenda, which is a cigar that going to be.
It was one of the first fancy
so.
boxes.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, people are commenting. They don't hear us. Y'all hear us? The audio's
You
good.
hear us?
It's good. We're
All
like
Dude, it's so bad.
multiple times.
So bad. So I'm very excited to feature the cigar on the show. I've been wanting to do it for a long time, but it's just I only have so much in my collection, and I'm not wasting one on John. So
Whatever. I think we bought it. Didn't we buy it in the? I think you bought the first box.
I got the first box when the Bailey's got a shipment in.
Yeah. And he's had several of those. You don't even give them to me though.
That is not true. That is not true. Whenever I spend way too much money on cigars, I always surprise her with something good to smoke, and I gave her a Bull to smoke one time. So I did
One time. Out of his collection though.
Yeah, man. They're rare, okay?
So
I go and I count them and I organize them. They're my babies.
That is
My
the
babies.
quietest burner I've ever heard
I
in my
know.
entire life.
It's like,
It's
like a
you
queef.
want- if you have really bad breath, you just want to make sure someone.
I've
knows it.
smoked so much amazing stuff lately. I just feel like I'm on cigar cloud 9 because smoking a Bull right now. Last night I smoked a Cohiba Pyramidas Extra, which is sensational. And then on vacation I smoked. I'll save that one. I'll tell you guys what I smoked on vacation when we get to it. So
Yeah, I'm supposed to send those Cohibas out to my cousin.
You know, we went to,
I can't find it in me to give them to him.
we went to Vegas to look for cigars and do other things. And then we recently went to Tennessee and kind of went on a like the bourbon trail, went on the cigar trail. We started off hitting Memphis, then we went to Nashville, then we went to Knoxville, then we went to Gatlinburg, and then we went to Chattanooga. And we went to cigar stores in every city looking and bought a ton of stuff. Really excited about. So, John, why don't you tell us about what you did over the holiday break before we get into the good stuff?
So I had a chance to go see my brother. So I took it. Well, he took it. He got me the ticket. And then when I went up there, it's just so beautiful up there. It's like if you live here in Lafayette, I mean, I love my city. Don't get me wrong, but you're so used to the roads that are so potholy and like messed up that when you go up there and they're like, I was kind of trying to explain to my brother and his girlfriend where it's like their roads, like they focused on the roads first, like they did the infrastructure first, and then they're like, now we can put up 1,000 houses in this area that has never been built on, ever.
Isn't that nice when cities like think about infrastructure first before building instead of
like,
being
I'm like, even on the back roads, they're beautiful. Like you're smooth riding. I was like, this is crazy. I was like, and around my house, you're like,
Okay, I just want to point out that I'm the only native Louisianian here, so fuck you guys, all right? I feel very attacked right
I
now.
got used to it. I was kind of missing. I was like, why? What's off? Wait, what's happening here? I was like, oh, wait, the roads are nice.
Yeah. In Minnesota, they have iffy roads. I mean, it's mostly just because it just freezes so much. So,
yeah. Well, anyway, so I got a chance to go hang out with my brother and notice these things that I never really noticed before when I was back up, when I would go to visit my family up north. It's how much I miss being here. I hate to say it. Like when I made them I made them a gumbo last time I was there, and I did it like we do it here in Lafayette. And they were just like, "Oh my god, it was so good." They made me make them another one. And the food is bland. Like
Yeah,
it's
it's
different. It's different. Going back, I'm just like, I don't understand that people don't. Anyway, I'm like, dude, why isn't everyone's food this good like down here? And it's actually helped. Like I see everybody up there, and I notice I'm like, dude, you guys are big fat people. Like you're like not better than what they're eating up there, and it's like put a bunch of sugar in it. I don't know.
Carbs, mayo.
Attitude towards food is just different down here. And I think that explains it. I mean, yeah, our food is rich, but you're right. You know, if you go to I'm outside of Louisiana food, I'm probably most familiar with Minnesota food since I've spent so much time up there. And
Yeah.
I can tell you, they're not any more concerned with health than we are down here. You know, we eat like all the disgusting stuff of the pig. Well, they eat all the disgusting stuff of everything.
Oh, don't even get me started with the disgusting parts of the pig. Do you know what scrapple is?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's disgusting.
Well,
It's
there's
the
like-
taste of everything, the scraps of a pig. That's gross.
There's the Cajun equivalent of that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
What is it? What's the equivalent?
What's it
of
called?
Scrapple.
Well, we have hog's head cheese.
Well, that's
Yeah, but that's not scrapple. Scrapple's
there's-
literally ground up bone and every gristle. It's gross. What? Which one?
Some booty.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
No, boudin's not. I mean, it's still like not ground up like bone. It's gross.
Like shepherd pie kind.
I got you. Okay, I can do that.
Anyway, I had a great time with my family. And I do realize that we lived completely different lives between here and there.
So you smoke anything good up there?
Yes, my brother got us a bunch of like New Worlds, like
AJ
some-
Fernandez stuff?
Yeah. So stuff like that. Plus, there's huge cigar shops up there. Like you would think that we just went like this, like we were like, hey, you know what you guys should do? And they were just like, yep, boom. They put everything there. Greg, who has two amazing shops, one in PA, now one in Delaware. When I talk about his humidor, it's about 3 times the size of the one here, and it's filled. Now he's getting better stuff, and Greg's working on getting better stuff because it's brand new. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's a brand new market up there. But dude, he's killing it.
Speaking of inventories, I have no problem saying that out of all the shops that I've traveled to, any of the shops that are on the same level as the
They're killing
merchant,
it here at
the
the
merchant has a much better selection.
They're killing it here at the merchant.
Absolutely.
100%, 1,000,000% actually.
And we could take time whenever to go through the heavy hitters, because there's a lot of stuff to talk about, and I don't mind taking credit for it since I'm
oh my god.
I'm
I'm
the
taking credit
Bergerac
for everything.
in Spencer's ear, whispering the sweet nothings should stock, and then it shows up here. So
Alex doesn't mind taking credit for everything.
I am all about the credit. Gotta have the.
Yeah.
We smoked some amazing stuff in Tennessee. We went to Knoxville. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I'm getting like a million.
I know I got people messaging me too. It's fine. We went to Memphis first, and Memphis is, the home of blues, and it's famous for Beale Street. Well, the joint we went to, it had a custom blend made for them called Beale Street. So we picked up a couple of those. I mean, that's one of the about travel country cigars, because every place has a story about something that's special to them.
Oh yeah.
And so it's like, well, I want one of those for my collection, because you want to be able to not only showcase the highest expensive rare stuff, but just like the local stuff that's really
Yep.
awesome that
Yep.
you would never hear about. You're never going to read about that in Cigar Aficionado.
Nope.
But it's character, it's part of the culture, so I love it. And then found some really cool custom little satchels of sticks there was a cigar festival in Memphis, in Placencia. They made a custom blend
In where?
in Memphis.
No, where? What was the city?
In Memphis.
Memphis.
No, I was in Memphis.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
in Memphis. And
Placencia.
Placencia made a custom blend and sent it, and they had a couple of these bundles. So we got a couple of those and gave them out as gifts because
Why is that ringing a bell to me? Like, isn't there like some huge shop there or something like that? Like a
I don't know. I hadn't heard of the festival or anything.
It's just like trigger thing.
But when they told me, I was like, that's awesome.
So the bar that we went to actually in Memphis, I can't remember, what was it called? Alex, look
don't
it
they
up.
have a huge shop there? There has to be a huge
So
shop.
this
in
was a
Memphis.
big shop, right? But it was one of the It was on Bar Rescue a few years ago.
Maybe that's what.
And so it was just like
That's
a
it.
failing bar or
That's
whatever.
what that
and
is, 'cause I
then
love that show.
yeah. So it was a cool place. They had good selection of whiskey. They had a
That's what
great
it was.
they
I knew
had
something.
they had an incredible black label.
Oh my god.
And
Oh my god.
they had like all of the what are all of the brands of black label?
Dude,
they had a bunch
there's
of Dissident.
Black Label, there's Black Trading, there's Dissident,
they had-
there's
they had
Emilio.
all of them.
They had everything. They had hive boxes. I mean, like they had a bunch of really awesome stuff. So Lindsay was just like filling up her tray full of stuff while I was talking to the.
I just grabbed
I bought almost nothing. Lindsay pretty much filled that thing up with cool Black Label shit. And
Dude, Black Label, come on.
I will
They-
say, as
they
cool as
kill
that
it.
place was, my big gripe: no dancing.
No dancing. There was signs
No
on the
dancing.
walls that were
What
like
in the hell?
explicit.
What in the footloose shit is
I don't
going
know,
on?
but it was so weird because there was signs on the walls, like just printed out little copy paper signs that were like absolutely, positively no dancing. And I was like, this seems
One
like
on the humidor,
very
one on the front door.
specific request.
That's some crazy footloose shit right there.
I don't know.
Right.
I was like, you know what this cigar makes me want to do? Makes me want to dance.
Makes me want to dance. What you should have broke out a Bible. And what did they do? What did they do?
It's because it's like so close to Beale Street. It's just like a block. And so maybe you got people coming in from, the blues clubs and stuff.
I don't know. Wild.
Dude, I would. I mean, listen.
I guess.
sure.
I guess. So that was Memphis, and Memphis that we went to was literally like a block off of Beale Street. So we went and walked Beale Street, and there was a like all night cookie company that would deliver fresh.
They
baked
delivered cookies
3
until
a.m.
3:00 in the morning. Fresh baked hot cookies until 3 a.m.
Shut the dude.
I was like, this
Tell-
is
so
an
we're like-
untapped
we're getting these
market.
Tell me things are legal there.
No, they're not.
Oh.
But I was like, this is an untapped market.
Yo,
We
you want
bought
to hear
them.
something crazy about Delaware?
Huh.
Everything's legal. It's
They were
legal
the
there.
one of the first East Coast states to legalize.
That's crazy to me. I thought they would be one of the last.
God damn, I love this cigar.
Money talks.
It is.
Oh, it's so
Yes,
good.
it's crazy.
That's crazy. I didn't realize that. So we got some cookies. They were awesome. Then we went to Nashville.
Alex got like this big ass ice cream cookie sandwich. He was just like,
I guess so.
what's
You
funny
have amazing cigars, amazing
is
whiskey.
when you
oh, hey,
He's
I'm
like,
drunk.
why does he-
You know what I want? I want a fucking cookie.
right?
I was like, I want the ice cream cookie sandwich. I'm gonna fuck it up.
We had-
know what's going to happen to it.
We had left the kids back at the hotel with our older kids, and we got back and we brought them a bunch of cookies, and they were like, "What the hell?" It was cool.
Well, yeah. You're a kid. You don't want a big ass cookie. Tell me they had the ones who were just like, oh, this is a cake, really? But everyone's like, no, it's my fucking cookie.
No, they were like modest in size, but they had really cool, really interesting like flavor combinations. That was interesting,
Yeah, very cool.
bro.
John,
Again,
it's a sipper.
it's a sipper. I'm like,
Sip
it's
it,
a sipper.
John.
He's like shooting it.
I know, but it gives a great back taste.
Isn't it really good
Yes.
though?
Like, give it a second, and then it calms down, and then you're like, oh, wait, that tastes delicious.
Right? It's very good. It is.
There's no sweet to it.
fiery,
It's
though.
but it's not a burn. It's like a hold on, it's coming.
Yeah,
And then you do this.
I have like a
By the
very
way, I'm
vanilla.
getting into the wedge cuts.
vanilla
I
back
like,
end.
I'm literally gonna go buy a wedge cut today, probably.
Might as well.
Well,
I like
Like, I'm
them.
not playing.
Well, judging you by your pants, you do a lot of things with a wedge.
Oh Jesus. Oh my God. Anyway, then we went to Nashville. So we spent the night. We spent the night in Memphis, and the next day it was like 5 or so hours to our cabin that we were staying in, and we went through Nashville, and one of our kids was like, "Can we get some Nashville hot chicken?" So we were like, "Hell yeah!" So we went to Hattie B's.
Whoa! What's that?
Nashville hot chicken.
Yeah, what is that?
Oh my God! It's like it's like the food that Nashville is
Yeah.
known for. It's like this. It's like a
Okay, so
It's fried
maybe I
chicken.
don't understand. Can
Okay,
you
so it's
break
fri-
it down for me.
it's
I don't
fried
know.
chicken, but it has like a spicy sauce, like a dip, not like a dip, but like they dip the whole piece, and it's just like heavy cayenne and red pepper.
Oh, I love me some cayenne.
Oh, it's good. It was good. It was really good. We went to-
Onion paprika.
It was
Yeah.
the best chicken sandwich I've ever had in my life.
it was excellent, like
Like, no
incredible.
bullshit.
And they had
Best
like
sandwich I ever had in my life.
they had like a spice scale that you could go to.
The hottest one was shut the cluck up.
Shut the clock up.
Yeah, it was cute. Hattie B's is like apparently the place to go though. So it was a
Dude.
cute little spot right off the highway. went there, and then we checked out another little cigar shop in Nashville. That one was okay. We went to Smoker's Abbey in Nashville. It was okay. They had a bit of the boutique. They had a few boutique brands, some like crowned head stuff. What else did they have?
It's
they had
clear
some local things.
Your average joint isn't appealing to someone like me. It's trying to just cast the widest net possible, but like I'm like a picker, I'm traveling around looking for those diamonds in the rough.
Well, that's one thing that the kids said, because now that we travel with them,
mistake,
right?
Bastards.
I know. Now that we travel with them, it's like when we go to new towns, we're always just like, hey, we're going to stop by the cigar shop. Y'all wait in the car. And it's like 10, 15 minutes. And they're 15, so they're old enough. But they're always just like, oh my God, again. And it's like, and they were like, how much more stuff do you need to buy? And I explained it to them, like, we're not looking to just like purchase. We're looking for things that we can't get anywhere else or are sold out elsewhere, or we're looking to complete a collection and just little random spots have them, And so that's what makes it really fun. I really, really enjoy it.
Oh, it's so much fun. So we go to Smoker's Abbey. And they didn't really have a ton of stuff that was like exciting to me. It was pretty pedestrian, I would say. I think the nicest thing they had was Placencia.
I got so many questions though after you're done.
Okay, so I took some recommendations, because I asked the guy. I was like, I see a lot of stuff here I've never seen before. So tell me about it. What do you recommend? What do you like? So he made some recommendations, and not the best. I think I threw one of them out the window as we were driving.
Wasn't it one of the Calaveras?
It was a crown head, La Calaveras, and it was
okay. It was just boring.
It was so boring. It was so boring. It was like one note on a not very good instrument, So it was just like,
it was just,
you're playing it right,
kind of
boring.
Not
very good. I want to hear Mozart, and instead it's Justin Bieber.
We did have some other crown. We did have some other crowned head stuff though. That was good.
Yes. I've had a couple other crowned head sticks, and those were good. So I just think that one is like probably their shit line, their low stuff.
Okay, so can I start asking questions?
Ask me questions.
Okay, why did you guys go there?
Why did we go to
Tennessee?
Well, because we wanted to take we travel every year for Christmas, and I wanted to go to a cabin in the woods,
like in the movie,
except not get murdered. But we just never been to Tennessee. Like, I'd been to Memphis. I'd taken the kids to Memphis a couple times, but I'd never been to the Gatlinburg and surrounding areas. We actually stayed in a place called Maryville that, when I looked at the map, it was equidistant from between Knoxville and Gatlinburg. And I was like, sweet, 30 miles to each, no big deal. Stay in this cute little town. Well, I mean, it wasn't too far. I was like, 30 miles is nothing. I grew up in a metropolis, so I'm just like, 30 miles. It was 30 miles of switchback roads to Gatlinburg. So it was like 2 hours.
Yeah.
So we got to ask, what did we do for New Year's? So we'll have to get to that.
What did we do to New Year's?
Somebody asked us that. So
how much? Well, we did a lot. But yeah, that was kind of just why. I mean, I just like checking out new spots.
You said, F it, I'm just going to try something different.
Let's try it. Because I thought about going to like Breckenridge.
But there's so much stuff in the news about them. It's like they're losing control of their city. Like, that's
which one?
Memphis.
Yeah. We didn't see any problematic situations. I mean, I do know
we were there for a night.
Yeah, we were there for a night. But I mean, we stayed in this little town called Maryville it was like little. It was just a suburb of Knoxville.
Okay.
This pairing is fucking
dude,
awesome.
It is. It's really
Killing.
Good. That's
Good
why
job,
I keep
man.
doing. Okay, so real quick. I didn't get a chance to, I did kind of online because I wasn't a part of the when you guys got back from Vegas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So what was the atmosphere like there? Because
Vegas?
Dude, I had to watch the kids, so I couldn't really go.
Okay. So
what was it like in the air? Like, were people they just like don't let them do that? Oh, what are you doing? Like, come on. Like, I need to know.
At the UFC?
Yeah, what are you nuts? What do you think I'm talking about? Like, when you were in the cigar shop? Oh,
I was like, what? Wait. Oh man!
Dude,
all right.
What was the atmosphere like there? Were people just like shocked?
It was during the fight.
It was unlike anything I'd ever seen before. I'd seen the UFC in New Orleans, but this was a pay-per-view with title fights.
Yeah,
it was an amazing crowd, and they loved Dustin. Like all the
everyone
promotional
loves
stuff.
Dustin.
So between the prelims and the main card, they play like a movie in the arena that you don't see on the pay-per-view. And it was like a 15-minute.
By the way, I bought a ticket for this thing. Go ahead.
I don't know, right?
We kept your drink on your
So,
chair.
It was like a 20-minute vignette.
I think I drank it Sorry.
That just like was a hype video, a sizzle video, I guess you'd call it, for the main event. You know, so they talk a little bit about the Amanda Nunes fight. But
oh my God,
that's exactly what they.
Yo,
call
I
it,
literally,
sizzle.
Kelly and I were like this. We were both looking at the screen like,
dude,
that did not just friggin'
what
happen.
the fuck? What the fuck?
Dude, I was like that. There's no way that just happened.
Like it happened, and I was like,
the
whole place was quiet.
whole crowd in round one when Dustin dropped him. Everybody stood up like the finish is imminent.
Oh yeah,
and everybody was going for it.
When he hit him, and he went straight back. I was like, okay, it's done.
Yeah,
it's over.
I was like, it's the beginning of the end, you know, right?
Yeah.
And then he just didn't finish him, and then
yeah,
I think he just got a little too brawly, got a little too happy, and that's always been his temptation is to just go brawler.
Like look, I know he's in our town. I want to go over there so bad and be like, I just want to do my grandmother choke and be like, why did you let him just take your back? Because he did. He literally walked up his back. Like, dude, there's so many moves that you know. And then he went for an omoplata. Like, why did you do that omoplata, like, in that scenario? Why did you not pull your leg out? Like, why? I wanted to scream.
And he talked about in the post-fight, like, how one of their big priorities was don't let him take your back. So it's just like, I don't know. I'm not going to trash on Dustin, you know.
I'm not trashing on Dustin. I just want to know why he omoplated into that position.
I don't know, but as far as our question for New Year's, I don't know what you did. We didn't really do a whole lot because we just got back from driving across the country.
Kids, I had a blast.
So we didn't do much. Some really good friends of ours, she had a surgery, and so she was recovering, and we didn't really do much. So we went over there, had a cigar. We smoked the Davidoff Year of the Tiger. Yep. Very excited about that because that's, it's always a big deal when you can get your hands on such a hard to find stick, because when the merchant got like 4 boxes, they were gone in a week. Less were just gone, and you don't get more, And so
I don't understand that is that because they only allow so many to hit the market so that people
only
want
make so
them
many
more
boxes.
and more?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because it's brand maintenance. They have to maintain that brand position in the market of being the most coveted brand in cigars. And so they have a ton of releases where it's like just a little bit here, and they make these small. Now they have their normal lineup where they make those all year, and those can be the real. I mean, even the Royals, that's part of their normal lineup, right? But like the Chef's Edition and the Year of series, they also do some other limited edition stuff, master blends. Those are very, very selective. Like the Dominicana was one of those where they harvested a batch of tobacco in 2014, and they said, this is what we're trying to do with this stick. This is the tobacco that we have for it. When it's gone, it's gone. And
that honestly is such a good stick.
They put it for sale in like April of this year, and now it's
Are you talking about the Americana?
The Davidoff Dominicana. It's almost impossible to find now because they don't make it anymore. They made what they made, and they released it.
Could you imagine that thing like aged even longer?
That's what we're doing.
We're doing it. I'm aging mine.
It's excellent. They're so bright. A lot. Like I've smoked a lot of cigars this year. A lot of them. I have, and like from
you're
all
smoking
over the
more
gamut.
than I'm smoking.
For sure.
Yes.
Oh, for sure.
Like,
dude, she's killing it.
For sure. But like,
dude, are you keeping up with the lady? I'm sorry. Are you keeping up with the lady of the leaf?
Which one?
Your Instagram?
My Instagram?
Yeah.
I'm Lipstick and Leaves, but yes.
Sorry.
Sorry. No, you're good. There is someone that's the lady of the leaf, and she's a friend of mine. But yeah, I post content, I don't know, daily, every other day.
Because dude, if she's smoking way more cigars than I am. So
she's got an amazing palate.
That's what I'm saying.
We criticize cigars, we talk about them, and
dude, she's pairing perfectly. Like dead ass. Like you're pairing perfectly with cigars.
She is an amazing.
So your palate has to be somewhat like on point to do that.
Look, I smoke cigars with a lot of people. I have a lot of cigar friends, and I would say that her palate is as good as any of them. Better because she's a foodie, and so like she already is trained on how to like differentiate flavors and really pick up those types of nuances. So really, it was a matter of just giving her the time to apply that to cigars, and it's been very impressive to me to watch how, because like I have autism, which is how I can do it. I'm not trained, I'm just retarded, but like,
I know all about how you can just
Oh, retarded he is.
changed.
Yeah,
No, dude, I got him in the studio.
Also that.
And it literally, I was like, this is the little nuance that you need to do. And he's like, oh, I thought I was doing that, but here, I'll do it more. And boom, exactly what I wanted. Like the when we were in the studio last time.
Yeah.
I was like, you didn't hear this? I told the engineer, I was like, I told you he's a fucking freak. Because he was like, damn, he did exactly what you said. I said, yeah, dude, he's a freak. Like he just knows the nuances that you're talking about and does exactly what you tell him to do. I was like, dude,
he doesn't do
if that
exactly what
was
I tell him to
any-
do. How do you get him to do that?
dude, let me tell you something.
This is
When we were
official
cutting the
guitar
song
or
for your
something.
birthday, I'm like, listen, I need more like kind of growly in this part right here because this is like you're selling it. Like you need to really emphasize on the grit of
Right.
it. And he was like, and the guy was like, yeah, it's gonna take like 4 takes. And I was like, no, watch this shit. The next take, he did exactly it. I I looked at the engineer. I was like, Austin told you he's a fucking freak. he goes, that dude's fucking weird. He goes, dude, even a normal singer would have took like 2 or 3 takes. I was like, nah, I told you. Literally, Alex goes in there. He was in there for what, 45, an hour tops. Laying everything down. I was like, and even the engineer was like, he goes, dude, that's never happened before. I was like, told you.
And
We were in there all day. Alex comes in for an hour. He's like, yeah, I'll do it. And then it's done. You're like, what the fuck just happened? Like, this is crazy. Anyway, whatever. But I'm just saying, like, dude, to have a palate like that, there's only one other person that I've ever met here that is not a food. Well, I guess they are a foodie because they're a master chef or whatever. But that's my ex-wife's father. Dude, his palate is sick. Like he tastes his nuances and he'll make you a dish and you're just like, oh my God, I taste every flavor you were talking about.
well, a lot of it is because Alex taught me how to smoke like a connoisseur. Ooh. So we joke about this, about like chewing on the smoke or retrohaling or what is going on?
Questions becoming.
Oh, okay. And retrohaling. And if I have enough time to actually like sit and think about cigars, a lot of times we're, talking and stuff like that. I try really hard not to smoke special cigars that I've never had before when I'm distracted. So if we're at a party or something like that, I'm trying not to do that because I'm too distracted to like really think and familiarize myself with what's going on. Alex is not like that. So he can be, talking and doing other things. And then he's just like, hey, I've tasted all these things. I'm like, I have no idea because I haven't been paying attention to it. But I really love just sitting there and really like mulling over the flavors and putting them out. Like that Crown Head that we had, that was one thing I like about traveling with him is we drive and smoke. And then we don't really talk a whole lot when we're driving. We're just kind of, driving and playing on phones or whatever. But every once in a while we'll be like, you taste this? Yep. Interesting. And then we'll kind of talk about it a little bit and then go back to our things. It's nice. I don't know. It's nice.
So no, I've been there with Alex where she's like, did you pick up this note? And I'm just like, yes. But I've never, what your amazing talent is where you can go like, okay, from this note, what would be great with that? This. Because I haven't had like all the specialty drinks that you can make. I haven't had everything. But the last time we had the poker night or whatever, and we were all smoking crazy cigars, the pairing you did was like, there's a spectrum of cigars that you could have with this. And everything, I was like, man, this is actually really good. That's why I can't wait for the next one because I'm like, oh, what you gonna come up with now?
Well, I try not to do
I never know until we show it. Like, hey,
I try not to do anything that's overly sweet. So I don't use a whole lot of syrups or anything like that because anything that's overly sweet is cloying on your palate and it clogs up your olfactory system. Makes it really difficult. So I try to use just lighter ingredients.
All right, so we got a question from a viewer.
Dude, this is probably one of the best questions I've ever had. And trust me, I know he wants to answer more than I do.
And trust me, I know good questions.
That's a banging question. So
okay.
You want me to ask?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Cigar you've ever had. Damn.
So Jade says, what was the worst cigar y'all ever had? Now, listen.
That's a tough one.
No, it's not a tough one.
Okay.
Come on, bro. You know which one it is.
Are you thinking of the same one?
We're there.
I'm trying to remember that because I know I'm going to.
No, there's one that we were just like,
oh,
bro.
Oh, that one.
Yes. Come on.
Actually, that's not the worst cigar I've ever had.
Get the hell. There's no way.
No, I know which one I'm thinking of right now. Worst cigar I've ever had.
Go. I'm going to go.
It's a Villiger Maduro. Tasted like a burning G.I. Joe man's leg.
Oh my God. Okay, so
I didn't even make it to the first third. I tossed it. I
Oddly
was like, this
specific.
is fucking disgusting. Tastes like burnt plastic.
And the crazy thing is we actually pay for these things. We pay for all of our cigars. That sucks.
Yeah.
What was the price point?
Oh man, it was over $10.
$10.
Like you will never like we featured the Villiger cream.
Yeah, and I loved it.
And that's
We
a
loved
decent stick, but I'm goddamned if I ever recommend another Villiger outside of that because I've never had one that was good. They released this limited one of like 1,100 boxes this year, I think it was, and it was like this really expensive little Connecticut. And I got one just because it was like, all right, it was a special stick that Bailey's has, and so like I'm a collector, so I was like, I'm not going to see much more out here, so I got that one, and I just put it in my box, and I don't know when or if I'll ever smoke it, just because I'm not excited about it. I'm just like, well,
Man,
it's a
I am
Villiger.
trying to think of the worst one I've ever had. I've had a lot of like real, just shitty ones that I haven't really been very excited about, but probably.
While you think of, John wants to tell his. Go ahead.
Okay, so
Okay.
bam, I have to bring it up. So there's a lot of people out there that will literally take a cigar and then throw their face on it or throw their brand on it. And they'll
Man,
have
John's
some
choosing violence in the new year.
Jesus
It's not
Christ.
violent.
2 days in the new
2
year.
days.
It's
January.
not violence. It's serious. Like, okay, so
Serious violence.
they will have some,
Serious
or they'll
violence.
go get a, just like they push them as, that's my brand. I'm so good at this. I had one. I'm not going to mention which one it is.
Okay, good.
Cause any hurt.
Yeah.
And it was a name. It was this cigar. I made it, and this is on a show. So if you watch back, you'll understand. I
Okay.
watched. I mean, I had like not even a quarter of it, and I was like, okay. You watch me put it down, and if you look at my face,
His
during-
disgust was recorded.
yes. So my disgust is recorded the entire time, and I'm just like, I'm not even smoking this anymore. Because it was
Such a
just-
fucked up episode.
It was.
Sure.
I'm sorry, but you're not gonna put trash out there and then have me say like, "Oh yeah, this is great."
Okay. Okay. Thank you. There you
So
go.
save for like acids, stuff like that, right? I don't even consider those like cigars anymore. I'm just like, oh, you smoke
Hold on.
flavored
hold on.
cigarettes, cute.
You,
Flavored cigar.
so if what I said was messed up, then that's even more messed up because there's a lot of people who buy. Just ask Johnny.
Well, I don't like know
John-
personally the owner.
I'm just
of
saying, Johnny
acid cigars.
literally says those were my best selling cigars because
Well,
they're
they-
so sweet that people like
Yes.
beg for them.
Well, they're so sweet that people can say, "Oh, I'm smoking cigars," because going from like this time last year, like seriously, Halloween 2020, I had a Fat Bottom Betty. So
Man, it's a lot's happening.
yeah. So I mean, I was like, that's where I was. I was in the infused category range. I still didn't really like acids. They just had a funky
Seriously, can I
aftertaste.
ask you a question? Why did you do that to yourself? Even
was-
after my first one, you were just like, "Don't do that to you," and I was like, "Why?" You were like, "Because you're gonna think that's what cigars are," and I was like, "Okay."
Well, I think it was
Remember
just,
that? Remember
I
that?
do.
but I mean, mine was fleeting. I don't even think I finished the box that I had bought.
You didn't.
Oh! I got a great question. I'm sorry. So really busting in on your conversation here. What did you think about those little mini cigars that you started out with?
The Cohiba shorts.
Yeah, the shorts.
I actually really like those.
Those aren't bad.
So I actually like those a lot. They are perfect, like 15-minute smokes. If I can't get those, I buy the Davidoff cigarillos.
Very tasty.
The only issue with those is that they're not banded, so they look like joints. Like they look like marijuana joints.
Or as my kids would say, doinks.
Doinks. That's what they call them now. Is doinks.
Okay, doinks.
Yeah, doinks. So
Anyway, so getting back to it, so where would you rate that if you're seriously thinking about like smoking cigars?
infused cigars.
No, not infused cigars.
The-
Like, I'm talking about if
the
you're starting
shorts.
out, should you start out on a short to kind of get your palate going and then stretch it? to the long?
No, probably
See,
not.
That's why I'm asking.
I mean, probably not, just because they don't have the complexity that a full size cigar has. They just don't. They don't have enough binder, filler, wrapper to.
That's kind of like why I'm asking. So if someone's starting out, they shouldn't start out on a little cigar like the little.
I mean, you can. It'll get you into it'll get you sort of used to that cigar flavor. Because I find that a lot of people that are like interested in cigars have smoked cigarettes at one point in their life.
Dude, everyone starts out when they're kids. They're like, "Oh, my guy stole this from my buddy." Anyway, so don't start off there. Start off something like weak, like a Connecticut, like how we started.
That's what I would recommend. Yeah, I mean, but I don't know. I mean, I enjoyed the Fat Bottom Betties. They had their place. They had their time.
What would you think about the acids?
I don't consider them really cigars. Like when I say the worst cigar I've ever had, I don't even consider like the acids because I've had several and they're all shitty. So I don't know if I could like rank those. But the first like real cigar that I had that I was like ew and couldn't finish was this spring. It was a Rocky Patel vintage. Was it the Cameroon?
Cameroon.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Horrific.
What a maroon.
We ordered from Cigar Bid a Rocky Patel sampler, and it was like 5 of each of the vintage line. So we had 599s, 592s, 590s, 5 San Andreas, and 5 Cameroon, and they were like $3 a stick. So
not cool. Even they were like 2 something.
So I was like, this is going to be my everyday smoke, or when people come over smoke and they want to stick, I'm not going to give them something great. I'm going to give them one of those. It's a Brocky and it's really cheap.
Here's a get out of my face.
Yeah.
Here's a get out of my face cigar.
So we're smoking them all.
Well, the vintage 90 is a decent. I mean,
99
I wouldn't probably smoke it.
Is the Connecticut, which is really light, but it's not bad. The 92, you really like that one. A lot of people really like that one. It's decent. It's a Maduro. It's pretty good. The 90, that's like the, I think that's the San Andreas wrapper. No. It's
the San Andreas wrapper is the San Andreas.
Yeah. Oh shit, I can't remember which one it is, but it's my favorite of the bunch because it's got a little fruitiness to it. Then there's the San Andreas, and then there's the Cameroon. Lindsay had a Cameroon. She was like, "This is gross. I don't want any more of these." Because I'd given them one. I was like, "Okay." So I was like, "I'm stuck with these Cameroons. I don't know what to do with them."
Yeah.
He's like, "I had one," and they were so we had a little party, and my buddy Justin came over, and he was like, "Max, you got a cigar?" And so,
God damn it, we need to have him on the show.
He won't come on the show.
Why?
He says his accent is not.
You make him sound like an idiot. He's so.
I don't
like
do
so
that.
Sweet.
His parents did.
Yeah, he's so cute.
I think the Cajun accent is probably one of the best accents because you're just like, you're in a conversation with somebody and you're trying to figure out what they just said. And you're just like, So they think you're engaged, but really you're like, what the fuck did you just say, bro?
Justin he has the most endearing accent. Like,
let me tell you something. Yeah.
He just has the most endearing accent. I love his accent. I love the Cajun accent.
Comment below if you want us to get Justin on the show. And if we get enough, if we get 20 people who request Justin to be on the show, 20? I will make it happen. I will tell them, look, the public is spoken. They want to hear you. Come on the show.
You have to come on the show just so you can be
anyway. So he comes over with his girlfriend and he wants to stick. So I give him a camera. I'm like, sweet, perfect opportunity. I give him a camera. He's smoking it. And he's like, man, Alex, this cigar you gave me, I don't think I would buy this.
So for sure. I know. I was like, no shit.
And his girlfriend's like, you didn't buy it, you motherfucker. He gave it to you. And he's like, yeah, I know. What I'm trying to say is it's not good.
Would never buy this shit.
He never would.
This is something.
And then like 2 days, and then like 2 days later, he shows up with a box of Nestor Miranda special selections, and he's like, "Hey, I was cutting the grass," and he like found me in the backyard. He's like, "I got some cigars. I'm just gonna put them in your humidor." I was like, "All right." He also has like a tub of like dip at the house that he just keeps over here for like Coca Nights. Like, okay.
That's what we do for our friends. We hold their dip.
Their dip and their janky cigars.
No, dude, the Nestor Miranda selections are awesome.
Oh wait, he has some Nestor Miranda.
Yeah, those are awesome.
He bought a box and then came. I have
some of those still left.
You do. If not, we'll just give him some more.
I'll just give him some more. It's like, it's whatever. It's whatever. All right. So, have we gotten any more questions?
I don't think so.
Because we do have some business to talk about.
Yeah, let's talk some biz.
Okay, we are in our first thirds of the Andalusian Bull. Let's not deny the public.
Want him on the show. What? Hold on.
We want him on the show.
Jay, come on.
Put your glasses.
Some English going on.
Oh, we want him on the show. Okay, all right, so we got one.
We want him on the show. We want him on the show.
Get 19 of your friends to comment
20 is like a lot for our viewership. Maybe we should say 2.
Dude, we get hundreds of views.
No,
2.
we do. They just watch it after the fact. I mean,
Right.
we're competing with football right now.
Okay,
Yeah.
so if we have
So-
2 comments, no, Saints game doesn't start until 3:30.
It doesn't matter. There's other fans here. I
There's
learned
not,
that the hard
not in
way.
this area.
Yes, I have.
There's other chicken
There's-
shit fans.
Yeah, there's Cowboys fans here. There's there's Bills fans here. I ran into everybody.
Weird.
Seriously.
And you're gonna have Patriots fans here because
they're
now they're selling their jerseys for Tampa Bay jerseys because
yes, exactly.
now they're all like, on second thought, we weren't so much Patriots fans or Belichick fans. We're Tom Brady fans.
yeah, which
Yeah.
is weird.
Well, whatever. But let's talk
Anyway.
about these sticks.
Yeah.
So what?
I'm not even a. Let me tell you something. You better invest some time on this cigar.
Yeah, it's a
It has not gone
stick.
out. Yeah, I'm with you. Listen,
We're over 40 minutes into this cigar, and we're in our first thirds.
I'm not even. I'm still like in the.
You're still like in the opening
Wee-
minute.
You're in your first third.
Yeah, but I'm not nearly where you are, dude. You're crushing me
Wait,
right now.
hold on. I just lost my ash. Look at that. Our lines are almost identical,
Yeah.
John. Jesus Christ.
Okay, let's see where
It's
mine
like
is.
Step
compared
Brothers.
to yours.
Same size.
No, but look at Lindsay. Lindsay's like, look, and let me tell you something.
Okay,
I suck
I'm a
strong.
faster smoker than
Well,
Alex is.
yeah,
for
she
sure.
is a faster smoker.
But you guys are also talking
and we're
more.
talking a lot, so it's fine.
I don't know if you know this, Lindsay, but you've been talking a lot.
You let me this time. It's great.
No, it's not let you. It's you are talking. So you're still killing it.
I'm a faster
that's what I'm
smoker.
saying. Like you guys are.
Mm.
See, that's my ADHD,
God,
Yeah,
right?
but
Damn.
you're so far advanced past me now. Like
I'm a fast drinker. I'm a fast smoker.
I'm just a tag guy.
Every now and then, I see somebody dogging on the Andrews, but I just want to be like, you just outed yourself as an idiot because like this is objectively a fantastic cigar. It's not like it's cilantro where some people were like, I don't know, man. I think it's like dishwater. No, it's like I don't know how you could not love this cigar.
So I am. I've smoked a lot of the La Flor Dominicanas in general. This is my favorite one for sure.
100 for sure.
100 per sure. My favorite.
It's the tits.
It is. Yep.
Mm.
We have had another LFD that was the double Ligero or the.
A lot. I've had a bunch of which one you talking
No, we
about?
had another one on the show.
Oh, we had an LFD on the show.
Hmm.
I don't know if we've ever done the double layer on the show. That's a
Was it a Ligero? Because it was like I had the we had it on the show with Abby and Bo.
That was the
'Cause I had-
Tabernacle Broadleaf.
Oh, right. Okay. Right. Never mind.
That's what that
Never
was.
mind. Yeah, because I had the Lancero of that.
Yes.
Anyway, those are all a little bit too strong for my palate.
Yes.
I find that since I do taste a lot of things and a lot of flavors when I have a very, very extremely strong cigar, and the Double Ligero is one of them.
It's the strongest.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's extremely strong, but it just overwhelms my whole palate. So I can smoke like about half of those before I have to put them down because I can't do anymore.
So tell me the flavors you're picking up in this thing.
These are all just like exceptionally creamy base notes. Like it doesn't have that nuance that Davidoff has, right? Where it has like, you have your base notes, but then you also have those like building sort of mid notes and high notes. This is a lot of like really, really creamy leather in that first third.
It's creamy leather with this almost like toasted molasses finish where it's like,
Okay, I see that.
oh man, it's so cozy. And it does, you're right. It doesn't have a bouquet of flavors like a lot of highs and a lot of lows. You know, if you've read my articles, you probably haven't. The low notes are like the earth notes and the leather notes, your chocolates, your coffees, those type of flavors. And then your higher notes are your spice notes, your pepper notes, your floral notes, your fruity notes. And so when you smoke something, if you get those together, it's almost like the full spectrum of flavor is being covered, and it's really rewarding. But this one, it's not really that big on the high notes. It's got a lot of leather, it's got a lot of caramel, it's got a lot of coffee, but like they're done in a way where it's like exciting. You know, I smoked a Gurkha 12-year reserve because I saw it on the shelf and I was like, I've never had a Gurkha. All I do is talk shit about them. And this, I've seen people say this is a great one, and it's aged so many years, and all right, so I tried. You can definitely tell the age, you can taste that part. But as far as the flavor components, it was all heavy earth notes, but they didn't really go anywhere. It was like tastes kind of earthy in the front. It's kind of earthy in the back, and you're just like
that was kind of it. It just had like that one sort of standard, and usually, you know, in the first half inch or so, you're tasting those base notes, but they haven't really kind of come together yet. They haven't really opened up, so you have to use that first half inch to sort of open them up. That's kind of where it stayed. Usually, you know, you're like, oh, okay, got a lot of leather, I got a lot of hay or whatever, and then they kind of open up and they broaden their spectrum a little bit. This one didn't. It was just like, and we've got earthy and earthy and earthy, and it just didn't really go anywhere. It was just boring.
Did you give us your notes yet on this one?
On this one, no. I when you started talking about cream, I was like, oh my god, all of that. And I don't want you to like push opinion on me or whatever, but dude, that's pretty much all I've been tasting.
Well, it doesn't have that. It doesn't have that kick in the face with a boot leather flavor. You know how sometimes you get them. What are some like the Liga 9, right? Liga 9 is like heavy leather. I haven't had one of those in a while.
I want to talk more about the cream notes he's talking about, because what I find so fascinating about this, and I think this is what you're keying in on, is that the creaminess, it's a robust creaminess.
Yes,
it's not like a girly cream flavor. It's a man cream, and I think that's why you
man
like
cream.
It. Man
Yeah, but like it's all lathered up.
He loves his man.
That was an
cream.
elaborate setup, right?
Huge setup.
But listen, like for me, it's sitting. The cream is sitting on top of every flavor note. So like the hay, it's creamy.
Yeah, it just kind of
The
lightens
leather
it a little
is
bit.
creamy.
It makes it.
It does. It's
damn.
kind of like it's like the roads in Delaware. It's just like you're sitting.
Oh,
like,
shut up.
Why is this not?
Taking it
Well,
back.
like
to-
Alex said, it was cozy, right?
It is. It's cozy. It's just like, why do I feel so comfortable driving in the country?
They're
God,
just
it's such a
soft.
comfortable
It softens.
is.
I think it softens the flavors a little
There's
bit.
nothing aggressive about it. It's very robust. It's very rich, but at the same time, you can retro it, and it's just like it's like a warm blanket. It's so lovely.
That's where the cream is.
Not a wet blanket, a warm
A
blanket.
warm blanket, not a wet blanket. It's not a Rashad Evans cigar. It's a warm blanket.
Wow, talk
That's
about a
so
reference.
mean. Rashard Evans was great back in the day. Come on.
The human snuggie. Yes, he was.
Yeah, but he had some moments. Besides that big fucking thing that grew on his face.
Mhm.
Oh no, you didn't see? Like he had like I think it's Herbie Simplex 1, whatever grows on your face.
Yeah,
He had like this big one grow. He was
gross.
like, oh, I'm gonna have to stop fighting for a minute so I can take care of this.
Oh,
No shit.
I didn't
You're
know
rubbing your
about that.
face all over someone.
That's
Well, I mean, dude, isn't herpes like a blood disease or something like that? Sorry, am I getting this?
read the question we just got.
Lizzie, say something.
He doesn't have his glasses on.
I had to change.
It says this might. So Jade is on fire.
Okay, yes, they both would.
This
In
might be
answer
a
to
weird
that, you
question,
can
but
make
would you
this-
shave your beard and mustache for $10,000 or more? Yes.
100%. I'll
hold
give
on.
you my Venmo. Let's start.
First off, I would shave my beard for $10,000, but I feel like it has now become your mustache. It
He
has
can always
become
grow
a
it back.
Yeah, but
He better be on his best behavior while
Let me
he
tell you
shaves it,
something.
though.
Listen, seriously,
Just saying, because
like,
Murray gets him out of a lot of shit with me.
yeah, no, I look. I've known Alex from before. I have pictures of Alex that I can make him like say, "Don't ever put that on the internet," because I have some geeky pictures of you without your mustache, but I cannot now.
Now I can't picture him
I
without
can't
it.
picture you without it.
I know when
Wow.
I see
Just like me,
photos,
this defines me. I would never shave it.
Like if you ever just showed up at my house without that beard, I would probably gawk my head off at you.
Yeah, and I think there's a little. No, I'm not heavier, but I'm just like maybe that little thing that like what do they call it, goiter?
The
well,
double
when
chin?
you,
Yeah,
I mean,
like
when
a
you get
double
used
chin.
to someone with facial hair, I remember when I was 12 years old, my dad has always had a beard and mustache ever since I can remember, and still does. But one day he came home from work and had shaved his whole face. And I came downstairs to greet him and I didn't recognize him and I screamed and ran away from him. Like I was 12 and I was just like,
I could see myself doing that to John
Dude,
if he
my-
showed up without his beard.
Dude, my dad did that same thing to me.
Run away.
My
Go
dad had
ahead
a
and
beard
pull
his
tape
whole
out.
life. We came down like the night before Christmas. I remember this vividly, like it was yesterday. We come downstairs, we're all like, yeah, there's some strange man on the couch. And it was my dad. He shaved everything but a little mustache. And we were like, yo, there's some freak on the couch. It was my dad.
Wow.
still some freak on the couch, but now it's just your dad.
Dumb.
Yeah, my dad kind of was a freak. I like now looking back, you're like, you
Anyway, thanks for the awesome questions, Jade. Keep them coming. This is fun.
Yeah, but to answer your question, I think it would have to be a lot more than 10. Like you could take up a vet. Like,
Well, it did say 10,000 or more, so I would totally agree to the more as well.
well, the more would be the only way that this defines me. I
10,000. Jesus, that's
No, not even 10,000. I think it would have
Jade,
to be,
I would shave
it would have
Alex's
to be
mustache in
100,000
his
or more.
sleep
I don't think I would
for $10. So I'll give you my Venmo.
No, I'm being dead ass serious. Like I don't think that I could do it.
Well,
it would have to be over 100,000. Like there's no.
100,000.
She's up to 20. She's up to 20,000.
No, I'm being for me.
100,000.
For me,
Shit.
it defines me
I know,
so
but
much.
now Jade is up to 20 grand. Would you do it for 20 grand?
No, I don't.
He said no, Jade. Let's see what else you got. Do I get 30? Can I hear 30? Do we have 30?
Dude, Lindsay.
Yeah.
Be honest. Be 100% honest. Tell me that doesn't make you go if you shave it, I'm going to be super upset.
Well, like I said, he's going to have to be on his best behavior as it's growing back because
No.
Murray
Dude.
gets him on
Oh, we got 50. We got 50. We
No.
shoot for 50.
No.
Murray-
Oh, all right. John's being ridiculous
No,
with this, but
stop.
I would tranquilize him and shave it for 50,000.
No, he wouldn't. Dude, trust me.
Yeah,
Be honest. Be honest. How many people make you feel special by Murray?
You know how much special going to sleep in 50 G's cash would make me feel?
No. Sorry, no.
Right?
Sorry. No.
Sleeping with a blanket of dollar
John,
You can
bills.
tempt me.
You
can put the
can't
money in
buy
my face.
royals with compliments. You can with 50 G's.
No, stop. Listen, seriously, I'm telling you, you could put the money in front of my face and I would still tell you no. It would have to be something stupid.
I mean, I always knew you were dumb. Damn, John. $50,000.
No.
$50,000.
Dude, money
Alex,
is money, but
It's 100 Oros.
Now she's up to 70 grand.
She's almost at 100.
Come on.
No.
$70,000 you wouldn't shave your beard.
His bottom line is 100. Damn.
my bottom line would probably be 100,000. Even then, I'd be kind of like, even if you were about to shave it, I'd be like, nah, hold on, man.
Your beard grows so fast,
It
though.
grows-
yeah,
you
you
can
grow
grow back
does
in like
not.
2
It does
months.
not.
How long
grow.
would it take you to grow that back?
To grow it at this length? It would probably be like a year to get it to this. You know how I like it, dude. When I go in there, I'm like, listen, you screw up my muscle, you steer up my beard, I'm gonna freak you out. And I've been growing this heavy because of yours. Like my top lip, you know, I've been like, I keep it trimmed and nice and all that stuff. Dude, no, it defines me.
You want to get some little wings coming off the side?
Yes, I'm working on it. Look, check it out, dude. They're longer than
Oh,
you
God.
think. They're longer than you think. Like,
Oh, man. Now you
I'm there.
guys, you guys
Mary's
could,
well, I don't know if you noticed, but like I'm growing the goatee.
oh,
yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, dude,
That's the worst.
I'm
Lindsay's
growing.
like it. All right, Jade. What are we saying? Goatee, yes or no?
no.
She says no.
Yeah, well, last
All
I
right.
checked, I was the
Oh,
one
she's
that
up to 90,000 now. He said 150. I'm sorry.
No,
he said
Jade,
one.
He said one.
listen, I'm gonna let you know. It would have to be a.
Alex is like, but
It
sure, for 10
defines
grand.
what I am, like who I am. I couldn't do it.
Okay. All right.
It's like Lindsay. Okay, flat-chested Lindsay or not.
Okay, 2 years ago, I was flat chested Lindsay. So.
You were not flat. You could never be flat-chested. There's no way that it could be.
I'm sorry. Yes.
Like, dude. So
2 years
what would
ago.
it cost you for you to take everything out?
I mean, I could just
they don't-
regrow those.
They don't grow those back.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
you can't
saying.
Just grow it back.
If she could grow them back, I'd be like, we'll talk. You know?
Right. Yeah. It'd be one thing if I just like, a couple months, I'm just without them. That would be
There's-
fine,
but-
I guess.
like,
Winter,
legit.
make it be like December so I can wear a sweater. It'll be fine. If they grew back, sure, 10 grand. But if they don't, I'm gonna be like, wait a second.
Get the F out of here. Listen, Lindsay. What if someone was to tell you, like, look,
My
This was
tits
not-
are
this was not on
akin to
my
your
script for this show, by the way.
beard.
we're going to take everything out of here. I'm going to take everything out of there.
Listen,
You're
I
going to
will
be flat
shave
chested
my
forever.
beard for 10 grand
You don't have a beard.
that you know of because I shave it daily.
Mm.
I'm joking.
Thank
Oh my
you.
God.
Because my mind, you don't understand. My mind went
All
crazy.
right. I think he would do it for 200K. I think
There you go.
as his
200.
lawyer, he accepts.
Yes, he does. He accepts. He
Have
accepts.
power of attorney. He accepts.
He accepts. All right. So, okay, but I can't grow my. But I don't understand your question because it's not like samesies.
It's not samesies at all.
It's not
No,
samesies.
it is. If something defines you, because I've been with a person who had nothing and now they have things. If you were to say, hey, we're going to roll that back for $100,000, would you do it?
Well, first of all,
Absolutely not.
my tits don't define me. We're just gonna go with that.
That's awesome to know.
But
That's
Yeah.
no, I'm saying that's huge. to
well,
know.
yeah.
But if I'm being 100% honest, it does kind of define you now.
If we're being 100%
Dude.
honest, your brain don't mean shit.
Yes, because listen, there are people in our audience that literally go, like, shut the hell up. You guys just keep the camera on Lindsay and keep talking.
Well,
as
right.
we're listening to the conversation.
They don't know me outside of this. So, like, sure, boobs are great. But
Dude,
I mean, like,
my
as far as like who I
literally
am
goes
as a
like,
person,
shut up, John. Just keep the camera on her.
I mean,
He's like, don't tell Alex because I don't want to think I'm a creeper.
he knows. He knows that everyone's a creeper.
If you think John keeps secrets at all, that's your bad.
That is your
bad.
I'm the worst secret keeper.
Literally the worst.
This is John. Hey, I got this thing. I'm not going to tell you though. I'm not going to tell you. Totally not going to tell you. Hey, John, tell us. I'm not. Okay, fine.
Dude,
Yeah,
I remember
you can't tell me shit.
that the last pool party that we had, you were like, okay, I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to be for Halloween. I'm not going to tell you. I'm like, okay, John. Okay, John. Okay,
bro. But if I would,
He held out for a good 5 minutes. I was impressed.
No, he held out for the whole night. I fed him 2 bottles of champagne, and then he was like, woo.
Yeah, then it was like I couldn't help.
She hacked the code.
I did. I was like, all right, buddy, we'll see how that works out for you.
Oh my God. All right. We got to move on. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. Okay.
It
So
doesn't matter. The cigar's forever.
right. So it's 2021 wrap up. I want to talk about the high notes that you recall cigar wise over the last 12 months, the stuff that you smoked that's like goes in your highlight reel. Go. We'll start with you.
Oh, come on, man. Oh, dude.
Padron 50th.
Many. Yes, I'll give you that. The 50th.
And of course, everything we're discussing is non-Cuban. I don't think it's fair.
But
to
hold
compare.
on, but you just you killed that right for me because
Okay.
we had the Cubans.
Okay. All right. Fine. I make the rules. I can change them. Go ahead.
So Andre gave us those Cubans,
Which ones?
the ones that we had recently. When we came here.
The Pyramidus Extra.
Yes.
Mhm.
So come on. They were amazing.
They are amazing.
Like, no, and they're aged.
Yeah.
They were super aged. So we were just
Yeah.
like,
If
and
you get
as
the
he's
chance to smoke an aged Cuban cigar,
And he's like,
dude.
yes. And he's like,
Dude.
Hey, I'll give you another one. I'm just like, I had to give this to my cousin, which is still at my house because I can't. I'm like,
It's
I'm
not.
like, every
I'm
time
gonna
I put
smoke
it,
it.
I'm like about to put it in like a little humidor to send to him. I'm just like, I can't do it. I keep putting it back in the humidor.
You know what that's special.
I'm
to
gonna
him,
go
Rob?
over and smoke it.
So you know what Mouton gave me for Christmas?
What did he? Shut up. What did he get?
He said that I could go to his house and go to his collection and pick whatever cigar I wanted.
Oh, and what did you do?
I haven't picked it yet.
Dude, Mouton, I don't feel like we're friends anymore.
It's
if you
gonna
don't
take.
allow
It's
me
gonna
that
take
same-
Alex like.
I want to go there too.
I want to go to there.
It's gonna take Alex like 6 years to pick this.
No, I can tell you right now that I'm gonna have to see something there because I mean I'm very familiar with this collection. I'm one of the few humans who's actually laid eyes on it. We're talking about one of the largest collections of Cuban cigars in the world. And they're all aged multiple years. So we're talking Reservas at minimum.
And he
Grand
has
Reservas.
the biggest humidor.
He's
that
got
fits
three.
that
He's got
name.
3 Reagan humidors. Okay,
That's
a
what I'm
Reagan
saying.
humidor holds 4,000 cigars.
Yes.
He's got 3 of them and nothing but Cuban cigars.
Yes.
And so we're talking all the way up the line. And he doesn't bother. He's like me. He doesn't go to collect the pedestrian stuff. For him, it's the marketable, collectible stuff.
Yes.
He wants to have the best collection.
Remember when we were at Paul's place? He's like, "Look what just came in." I was like, "You fucking."
Oh yeah. He had those Monte Cristo Leyendas,
Yes. Oh my.
which is like the flagship Monte Cristo cigar. That's like their royal. It's amazing.
And you got to see how they're presented too. It's like every little, you just like poop, poop. You like pull on this little like silk cloth, and then they pop out for you.
Everything's perfect with them.
Dude, it
They
is
look like chocolate. They're so
yes.
gorgeous.
And you're just like,
And the
oh,
smell.
I'm having this.
So he's got the best of Monte Cristos, the best Romeos. We're talking the Fabulosos. We're talking the Grand Churchills. He's got the Monte Cristo Grand Pyramidus. The Grand Pyramidus debuted at $258 a stick in the LCDH stores. So we're not talking like black market prices. We're talking that was retail MSRP $258. He gave me one of those for my birthday.
Didn't we smoke the
it
Pyramids
wasn't
Extra
even
last night?
Yeah, it was out of this world, dude. But I have to say, like, the stick that is in my head is like, I want it is a Bahika 56. Because like that's like I've only had one of those. And to me, that still defines the greatest cigar I've ever smoked. So like I want one in my collection. I gotta have one. So like I'm probably gonna pick one of those.
I think you should give you 2. One that you can actually smoke, and then one that you can put in and keep going.
You hear that? You hear that, Mouton? I think you
should
should
do,
give me
Mouton.
2. That way I can smoke one.
Mutan's like, but I can age it in my own humidor.
Yeah, but Alex would never touch it. He would
Ask us all the questions you want, Jade, because I mean, like we have what we're talking about, but we do it live just to interact with viewers like you. So feel free to, whatever crosses your fancy. Hit us with your best shot.
You can ask us.
That's why we're here. But anyway, I'm thinking that's what I'm super excited. Super excited.
I'm so like I did the same thing with my brother. I get jealous. I'm just like, but I don't, because I love you guys so much that I don't want to be jealous of you because I love you. But I'm kind of like, I'm like, fuck you, asshole. In the back of my mind, I'm like, you dick.
Okay. All right. So you were telling us about your highlights for the year. So there was the Grand Pyramidas, or the Pyramidas Extra, the Cohiba that we had on the show with Mouton.
Yeah.
We have to get him back for the next installment, by the way. We got to do that. Not only that, because we'll get to smoke something else amazing. So, all right. What else? What else you got?
So of course, the God of Fire. You got
to say it though. You got to say it.
Okay. And so for me, if I'm hitting a low to where I'm just like, oh man, life sucks right now, what brings me up is a 601. I hate to say that. I keep going back to that cigar, but listen, everybody that I've ever, like, I'm introducing into it, even if they go with a Connecticut, I'm like, oh, you can do the Villa Cream, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, but listen, if you want something that's going to say like, welcome to the party, I give them the 601 Maduro, and boom, everyone's like, whoa, this is what cigars are all about. I'm like, yep. And guess what? It gets better. And they're like, no, it can't get better than this. So when I'm introducing people to cigars, that's my go-to cigar. AJ, same thing. Once he started smoking the 601, he's like, yo, can you go get another one? Can you? I'm like, yeah, Paul's place is right here, right next to your house. Boom, I run over and grab a couple. We go over there. He's like, yes. And he's like, there's things better than this. I'm like, you have no clue.
All right, we got a couple extra questions. So we'll let you get back to it. I'm going to Kanye West you here. I'll let you finish. But
But Beyonce had one of the best songs
we got a question
ever.
from Marshall Jones. Welcome to the show, Marshall. Have you guys had the Monte Cristo Epic? Thoughts? Someone gave me a box. Yes, I have. There are several different Epics, though. There is the blue label and the yellow box with, I believe, like the yellow and brown label.
You had the yellow and brown one, huh?
I'm not sure which one you're talking about, but the blue. Okay. I really like the blue. I'm not going to lie. Okay, so the thing about Monte Cristo is I'm not a big fan of the brand, because all the brands that are named after the Cuban brands but are not Cuban, they're like the counterfeiters, basically, because they're trying to trade on a name that was made famous in a different market by a different company, and they're just drafting off of that. And so it's like, dude, if you make good shit and go out on your own, but like don't use a Cohiba or Monte Cristo or Romeo or H. Upman.
But they're setting the bar.
So it's like, so I don't like that. I tend to think that, well, you're not really artists then, you're just grifters. And so I don't typically enjoy those brands. Like I don't think I've ever had a Cohiba out of the Dominican that was any good. I had their black when that came out, and it was decent, but I wouldn't go buy another one, and I haven't. Then they have the Spectre, which is like their version of the Royal, where it's like $150 a stick. And I'm like, you're out of your fucking mind. For $150, I'll buy a Bahique.
Or a black label,
or so that's just stupid.
Yeah.
But so that's generally my opinion on those reds. But the Monte Cristo, the Epic Blue, the Monte Cristo brand, that's not the Cuban. They have like a standard template to their flavor profile, like every company does. And with the Monte Cristo one, it's like a sweet leather, but it's tame. Well, the blue has the cleanest of that flavor. It doesn't have any of that acrid or that bitter that you get from a lot of the inferior tobaccos, where you're like, this isn't good quality stuff. That the blue is really good.
Ask you this question, so.
They also have the Monte Cristo 50 year, which is one of the more expensive Montes. That was actually really good.
Okay, so
yeah,
Monte
that was
Cristo,
very good.
Monte Cristo or black label?
Oh, I'll go black label, baby.
Absolutely.
For sure. Black label.
I think I've only had one black label that I didn't like.
I try to preach that to so many people, and there's just like,
we can talk about black label. Next
Black
question.
label's doing some
When did
things.
we start smoking cigars? Well, I think you kind of picked up from Lindsay that it's been about a year.
It's been a little bit longer than that. I think it started in September of 2020. I think it was roughly September of 2020.
What about you, John?
Oh, I mean, if we're being honest, 2014 is when I was like, I had a cigar and I was like, oh yeah, whatever. But then it wasn't until I met you and I was like,
You were probably what, July or August of 2020?
Mm-hmm. It's when I started. I was like
Smoking
real, the first
seriously.
One, it's when we were at
Tesh? Was that?
Yeah, I think it was a test, and they were like, "Oh, here, just try one of these acids." I was like, the second I took a puff, I was like, "What is that sugary crap?"
Yeah.
I remember.
And you were like, "No."
I remember when you first expressed interest in it. So like I was your Sherpa, you know, like I
Yes.
picked all the cigars for you. We started you off on some good Connecticut's
Yep.
and we kind of went through the paces. And then I'll never forget the first true Maduro you ever had. Do you remember?
No, I don't.
He's like, no, I don't. It was
No,
it was
to be
the
honest,
it was
I'm
the
trying-
RP.
I'm
It was the
thinking-
RP 90 and it was in Colorado.
Yes, it was.
And you were
Damn.
blown away by it.
See, your brain is like, you like pick those files. You're like, oh, there it is.
I also started, my first one was a Rocky as well. It was a Rocky Patel. What was it? It was a Connecticut.
The 99s were what you started on with Rockies.
Okay. Yeah.
And you were like, I like these. And then, and it was crazy. Is like, now she's like, it used to be where it's like, I'd go shopping and I'd find like a girly stick for her and then like an awesome stick for me. And now it's like, I have to get 2 awesome sticks.
Yeah.
Because
Because
she
if you don't
smokes
come
right
on,
You created a monster.
Dude,
for sure.
it's really, I had to give her a Royal to smoke. But that's from my story. So anyway,
Lindsay, hold on. Let's go back to the Royal.
No, we'll get to it. You're still
Incredible.
telling us your year in review. So you covered the Cohiba, you covered the God of Fire, the 601. Is there anything else that stood out to you as like your?
I have to say it. I went on when I was in Delaware. I went on a search for Royals. Nobody has them up there.
Nobody has them.
I was
They're here.
mad.
They do have
still
Royals
some
here.
I made every phone call I could make. I reached out to everybody I could not find one. I didn't find any whiskey. Like, dude, old boys, like everything in his collection. I'm like, oh, cool. Like, you guys have this? Got it. You got this? Got
Oh
it.
my God.
Like
I'm in my
whiskey-
middle third. Oh, it's even better
Oh,
than the
it's
first
opening
third.
up.
It's better than the first third.
It is opening. up.
Holy crap!
It does get brighter in the second third.
True. Oh my God.
But any whiskey I could think of, any kind, like even the stuff that I was like, oh yeah, that 007, the crap that we got.
Mhm.
I was like, oh, again, we got it. I'm like, oh my God, they have everything. Try to get a cigar, nothing. Like,
Well, when you texted me that you were going to go get, I was like, he's probably not going to find them.
I tried. Trust me, I tried.
Dude, I've been to
I
several
called
states.
everybody.
And nobody has Royals. The only store outside of this one here in Lafayette, Louisiana, that as I've ever seen having Royals on the shelves is in Austin, Texas, at the Havana House.
Well, let me tell you something. If it can't be gotten, my brother, I'm like, yo, bro, make some phone calls. He couldn't get it. So if he can't get it, then you can't get it up there.
All right. Anything else?
Hold on. Well, okay. Where we land? What was the last thing we just got done
The
talking about?
601.
The 601.
Yeah.
Okay. So aside from the 601, what would be the only other thing where I was just like, you gotta be kidding me?
You also had the God of Fire Anniversario over here,
I had that, but hold on, there has to be something.
which I think is better than the Series B.
There's another Rocky Patel that was just. What was that one we had? Man, I'm drawing a blank right now.
The
There's
black
another-
and copper one.
No, I don't think he had that one.
No, there was another Rocky Patel where I was just like, you guys are doing something serious.
Wasn't it the
We've had so many Rockies though.
50th?
Dude,
The
they're-
55th?
they're
55th. Rocky 55th.
Yes.
Yeah.
God damn.
That's like
you're so
burgundy
good.
and silver.
Yes. Dude, tell me that's not a good
That's an
cigar.
amazing cigar.
It's not just an amazing story. That's like one of the ones where you talk about your friends. Like, yeah, you know what you gotta try this.
And what's so amazing about it is it doesn't have a strong Rocky flavor because like Rocky Patel
Yeah, they
cigars,
do, they
they
do.
all taste the same with their little variations. But that 55th is like a different kind of animal.
Ooh, real quick. What do you think about looking back now? What do you think about the Hamlet?
I smoked a Hamlet last night.
Bro, they're not bad.
It's with hell.
I
It's
tried to tell
stood up.
somebody about it. I tried to tell my cousin about that too.
I
I'm
bought
like,
some
oh.
Hamlets in Tennessee. I did.
Although you did say that it was very harsh. Now
Yes.
that
My
you've
my
kind of refined
palate.
your palate a
You know,
little
when we get to my turn, I'll talk about how my palate has changed. But yes, I've got a lot to say about that. But go ahead.
Okay. So besides that, then you go into my harsh side where I'm just like, I'm gonna be mean and I don't want to be mean. There's been some craps. like super crabs.
Oh, for sure.
Well, that's what happens when you're exploring, man. Not every find.
But
is
no,
a-
it's
is
just,
gold.
like how many
So-
have we done where I'm just like, okay, this is one note, and you guys are like, oh no, really, it's opening up. I'm like, no,
like
it's
that
not.
Alec Bradley Kintsugi. God
Like,
damn.
come on, man,
Dude, somebody
stop doing
some
that to yourself.
influencer actually put that as one of our top picks of the year. And
Why would they do
you have a
that?
shit palate if you think that cigar is memorable.
Look, if you're kicking one note and it's strong, you're just like, oh my god, it's so gravy, it's so good. Like you're crazy.
I've only had one Alec Bradley that I've liked, and it was the Prensado, and that one's got a 96 rating at Cigar Aficionado. I think it's overrated.
Is that because of the black peppery?
No, it was, but it was decent. It was a pretty good stick. I wouldn't put it in the 90s, but it was their best one. Every other one I've had, I was like, this is crap. Like, I didn't even like them. Like the Tempest, don't like it. And the Kintsugi didn't like it. I've had a couple, and I'm just like, no. And after 3 strikes, baby, you're out. I'm not going to try anymore.
Because you want to hear the whole symphony. You don't want to hear the one note. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like if someone can belt, that one note really great. You're like, that's amazing. What else can you do? You
Yeah,
know what I
right.
mean? They don't deliver.
All right, is it my turn?
Yes, go.
Okay, so this year has been an amazing year in my journeys because I've got to watch my palate change. When I started smoking,
It wasn't just changed. You became more of a savant.
it's crazy. Well, I just focused all my Spurg superpowers into cigars, and the result is what's followed. But to answer the question about when did I started when I was 18, and I'm a lot older than that now.
Shut up. I'm older than you.
But let's just say I'm in my 40s now, so it's been a while. And but when I first started smoking, I didn't know what I was doing, and I didn't care to know. I was just like, I don't really understand cigars. I didn't understand really how to maintain a humidor. I didn't understand any of the stuff that I know now. I just fought it around with it because I was a kid, and I thought cigars were cool. I knew not to inhale them, but I thought that because I had my buddy Nick, who was like, he got Cigar Aficionado, and he was more into it. So I kind of let him call the shots, and he was a big Fuente fan, and so we smoked a lot of the Fuente Connecticut's, like the basic double chateau, just straight out the box, nothing special. And I thought that was great, And then when we'd go up to visit our parents for holidays, I would typically bring some, but like I didn't smoke with any kind of regularity whatsoever. It was like special occasions, maybe 5-6 a year I smoked because I was sensitive and the smoke really affected me, and I just didn't care to go that deep into it. And so I didn't really get into it balls deep until 2019. I think it was 2019. It was like around the spring. I'd gone to Bayou Teche, the brewery, and Johnny's Mobile Cigar Lounge was there. And a number of our friends, they all were like, let's go smoke a cigar. And so that's when I was like, shit, if I have friends who are into it, I'm going to get into it again. I'm going to explore it. And the cigar that I had that really blew me away was the LFD Double Ligero. And because I liked cigars and I liked the full flavor, I didn't have the ability to appreciate all the nuance. And so I just wanted the more, the better, turn up all the dials. I just wanted like death metal intensity. And that's what LFD does. They do it very, very well. And so like I went straight to, I wanted the hardest Maduros I could find. I got into Black Label, and I didn't smoke anything that was less than Maduro. I just wanted Maduros. And then I met Mouton, and that was like October of 2020. And he got me onto Cuban cigars, and Cuban cigars are very light compared to Maduros. And so I started understanding like now I got to learn different regions.
Yep.
Oh, wow. Jade says we look like we're in our 30s. Wow, you're too kind.
Thank you. It's the cameras.
These cameras are very expensive to make us look so young. But so I started diversifying. I started buying cigars not just for the intensity, but for the flavor. I wanted to experience the full symphony. I wanted to know what could cigars be. I wanted to realize that potential. So I started paying more attention to cigars that had a more well-rounded flavor profile rather than just maximum intensity. And so when it comes to what my go-tos, I actually don't smoke a ton of Maduros now because I find that the middle of the road depths, like the sun-growns, they have a lot more potential. And so the sticks that stand out to me this year as like the ones that are like, the Ashton Symmetry. It's a really well-rounded middle stick. The Ashton ESG. It's an amazing cigar. It's a little expensive, but it has some great vibrancy. It's got a good combination of some depth and some high notes. Obviously, this year has seen me have a complete 180 in my Davidoff opinion, because when I first started, I smoked some Davidoffs and I hated them. I thought they were muddled. I thought they were weak. I just found them boring. But that was because my palate wasn't there yet. My palate was still on death metal setting, and here I was trying to listen to Vivaldi, and I was just like, "What is this pansy crap?" So I've started really exploring the Davidoff range, and my palate has changed a lot. So a lot of sticks that were my go-tos, they're not anymore. So. For me, the highlights, the Nesta Miranda Corojo is one of those where it's like, it was good when I smoked it, and it's even better now. It's not the most polished stick, but the flavors, it has great highs and great lows. And for such a budget stick, it's one that I'll never not have in my humidor.
Okay. So budget stick in your eyes now. Cause I mean, come on, let's just be honest.
I would say less than 10.
Less than 10
the Nestor, yeah.
The Nestor Corojo is like 1050.
Yeah.
Because you get to a point where
10-ish.
even I'm like, I can't keep up with you.
Well, and that's why, so for me, a budget stick is like 11 or less.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I would say like in the 10-ish or less.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you take an acid, they're 8 to 9.
A lot of people say that 8 and below is budget.
Yeah.
But I won't. I mean, below 8, it's hard to find one I'll even smoke. I mean, just being honest here. So there's that. With the Davidoff sticks, we had those master blends, which are amazing. The Dominicana is amazing. The Escurio is amazing. The late hour is actually really, really good.
The late hour?
It's the Davidoff late hour.
Oh, okay.
And then of course there's the Royal. We got to smoke a Royal this year. I was absolutely blown away by it.
I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get one too. Watch, I'm gonna make a.
We smoked them for my buddy Chris's birthday. I surprised Lindsay with one, and
they're
like,
excellent.
I
gotten you one for your birthday.
It's okay, so a little bit about the Royal. It's the Davidoff like premier stick. They come in two vitolas, the Salamonas, which is $100 a stick, and the Robusto, which is $80 a stick. We had the Robustos, and it was so incredibly complex, and it got better with each third. And it was like Tchaikovsky's 1812 orchestra. It was just like cannons blowing in the end, and it was just like all the sections were kicking. It started out with these like base notes of like leather and caramel and chocolate. And then like those base notes became more nuanced as it got hotter. So like the caramel there was almost like a brininess to the caramel. So you were like, okay, that's like sea salt caramel. It was incredible. It really was. I've never had anything like it. There was no amount of depth that you could get into the flavors where it didn't keep up with you. You could break it down so far. I didn't want it to end. I really didn't want it to end. And I was prepared. I knew it was going to be good, but I was prepared to think it was overrated because like, oh, it's marketing, but no, legit. It's on another level. And if you are an aspiring aficionado that wants to smoke cigars to fully enjoy what they're capable of, save the money and buy a Royal. Make sure you're up for it because it's like high level black belt jiu-jitsu flavor. And so if you're not,
that's kind of the thing is like a lot of people, I don't know. When I smoked one, I was like, you got to get one of these. At the same time, most people, they're not ready for it. They haven't developed their palate to the degree that is necessary to like truly appreciate something like that. And so I think most people, if they're smoking it right now, they're going to be in one of two camps. It's not worth the price, or they're just buying it because look I got a Davidoff Rolla, I got a Royal. So but I think the vast majority of people are going to say it's not worth it just because they don't have the palate to do so. I think a lot of people are kind of stuck in that whole like we're smoking the strongest and the biggest flavors.
So obviously the Royal's up there for
Correct,
sure.
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk about Cuban cigars just because that's going to muddy the waters too much.
Did we establish that?
I don't know if it's fair, so I'm not going to talk about that. And then, of course, you have the Patrons, the Family Reserve. Oh, my God, dude, the Family Reserve line. It's just, they're so masterfully put together. I was so excited to finally collect the entire Family Reserve line. So I have a 45, 44, 45, 46, an 80, a 50, and a 90, all like just chilling in my collection. They're beautiful.
Again,
Um,
making me jealous of you.
But the Padron 50th, I did a write-up on that one. It's a superb cigar. It's extremely vibrant. It's much harsher. Like, so the one of the points I want to drive through is that there is an American tradition to cigars, and then there's a European tradition to cigars, and then there's a Cuban tradition.
So
to
hold on,
cigars.
I need you to stop for a second and break that thing down, because I know what you're saying, but I don't think the audience knows exactly what you're saying.
Okay.
So the American side goes more Nicaraguan tobacco.
It's okay. So obviously the Cuban tradition is Cuban tobacco. They don't blend. You're not going to find a Cuban brand that does like, oh, we got Cuban wrapper and Nicaraguan binder. They don't do that. It's everything puro from Cuba. So take that, put that aside. The American tradition is bold. It's bold flavors. Okay. So it's not necessarily confined to a region, but it's about a style. Okay.
Yeah.
And so Padron, they make cigars for that American style. So their sticks are bold, 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 bold. They age the crap out of them, and they get this incredible maturity to them, this richness to them. But you cannot get away from the fact that they're bold as fuck. They're super bold.
If you think about like our heritage, we used to trade on cigars.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Tobacco was currency.
It was currency
for a long time. The European tradition is refinement.
Yep.
Okay. And if you think about culturally, it makes sense. American culture is brash. It's in your face. It's bigger. It's better. It's more. It's, this goes up to 11. Whereas the European style is spotty. It's, cheese and crumpets and keeping it all sophisticated to get the pinky out. Yep. And so they're about appreciating the style. It's making do with what you have. It's not just more. And so I would say like the best brand that represents the American tradition is Padron, and the brand that best represents the European tradition is Davidoff. And when you smoke them, you can see like they're both the best at what they do, but what they do are totally different things.
Yes.
And that's what I love appreciating about both of them, is that they're just so perfectly different, but they're so both flawless. Because when I smoke a Padron 50th, in my write-up, I said, this is the perfect cigar. There was nothing that wasn't perfect about it, but it's absolutely dissimilar from a Royal.
Oh, yeah.
Because so it's just amazing. So like those stand out, all those family reserves, outstanding. Obviously, J.C. Newman's got some great ones. The Black Diamond blew me away. The Plasencia, yes, absolutely. Plasencia has been a big brand. I hadn't smoked it before this year. I started off, I smoked the Alma Fuerte, then I went down their line. And as the merchant has carried everything, I've had all of them, and they just get better and better. So like those are amazing. What about you, Lindsay? The standout
Hold on,
for this
before
year.
you get started, I have to say this. So yesterday, I'm sitting around and someone texts me, and Betsy texts me. And she goes, "Oh, look what I found." Was her recorded doing a bunch of Christmas songs at like a Christmas thing for church or whatever. When I say I was blown away, her voice is
She's got an incredible voice.
Dude, to another level.
She's got an incredible voice.
I was like, at first I was like, oh yeah, show me your thing. And I was like, I sat back and I was in awe.
Dude, she's got huge pipes.
There's no filter on that. 100% blown away. And I had to give props to her. I know she's probably watching. Dude, listen, that was epic.
All right.
Awesome.
All right. Lindsay,
Sorry,
go ahead.
All
Tell
right,
us about your year
so in no particular order.
Probably just because you were talking to Tiffany. Go.
In no particular order. The Opus Angel Share has really been great.
Yes.
Of the ones that I've had that Alex has not mangled, it's been great.
Up. God.
I've had three this year.
Don't do that, bro.
Bro, he did not respect the cigar. For sure.
Dude, it wasn't my fault. I was wearing a kilt and I had a wardrobe malfunction. All right. Give me a break.
Go ahead, Lindsay. I'm sorry. Dude.
That's a whole ass story. Okay. Anyway, of course, the Royal, the Padron 50th, the Ashton ESG, the Ashton Symmetry, the Dominicana, the Fuente Aniversario.
I forgot to mention that one. Yes.
I hate the fact that you two wrote a list and I was like free Willy over here.
Oh, I didn't write that list. This is something else.
Go ahead.
The Davidoff Chef's Edition.
Oh, I forgot about the Chef's Edition.
So good.
Damn you two.
Okay,
see,
so-
that's what I'm saying. You guys are. I hate the fact that you guys have had more And
So the Davidoff chefs,
Oh,
we
the
had
chefs.
so we bought a box and we had
if you have a box, can I please
Yeah.
have one that at
Yes.
least so I could say like,
yes.
I'll
$50.
give you the money. For
Yes.
I know I'll give you the money for. I'm just saying.
No, stop. Yes, you may. But anyway, we bought a
I
box.
haven't had that, dude.
It's so good. So good. We bought a box. First, we smoked 2 right away. First day we bought the box, and then we put all the rest in. I think they've been aging for a few months now. We bought them in like October-ish.
Yeah, early October.
And
Yeah.
we get them aged. What?
Yeah, so we aged them, and then we had some just recently. When did we
Yeah.
have those?
Christmas.
For Christmas, yeah.
That was
for
our Christmas stick. We smoked
That was the
Chef's
first ones
Editions
we've
on
had
the-
since we've been aging them. When I say like when they first came out of the box, when we first bought them, incredible. Like you can tell, and as someone that cooks and as someone that appreciates really good food, I love the story behind it is incredible. They had all these master chefs come in and weigh in on what
3
they
of them, I think, were
wanted.
Michelin award winners.
Yes, they were all Michelin award winners. And they all had
research.
takes. I love a story. You know, I love a theme. So, but they all had an idea of what they wanted, and they blended the particular leaves in each third to like match this, and it was masterful. It tasted like you were having like a 5-course meal. You know, it started off super light, and then it gets like,
And that's why you would
meaty
spend so
almost
much money
through
on a
it.
cigar like that.
Mm.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're only like $40.
I mean, only like $40.
Stop it.
I gotta say,
Only
like
$40.
of all of the special Davidoffs that we've had this year, the Year of the Tiger was my least favorite.
Agreed.
Okay. Anyway, Davidoff chefs, the Black Label Viaticum.
That's,
The-
We keep preaching Black Label
that's
on
a
here.
damn
And this
good
is the
stick.
reason
That's-
why.
Her list is better than mine.
The Plasencia Alma Fuerte Sixto, the Colorado, the green label.
Yes.
Also because I like the shape of it, but also it's just a fantastic cigar. That's what we smoked last episode. The Jaime Garcias. Another decent budget stick.
Budget
I really
stick.
like those. Yeah, those
That's
are
like an $8 or $9 cigar.
What was it
the
last
Jaime Garcias.
By my father.
okay,
or
yeah.
by Don Pepin.
Yeah. Excellent cigars. I really like those. We've had several and they're just solid. They're really great to have. I mean, we have a couple of them. I'll smoke those during the week. New one
She's like, I'll smoke them during the week.
during the week.
Dick.
Also smoke that during the week. So it's fine.
Dick.
Alex got me for my birthday trip. He bought me my father Garcia and Garcia.
Yep.
Um,
Love that.
that was really excellent. And then of course the Nestor Miranda special selections. Those. But I remember this time for Christmas in 2020, I had a my father Le Bijou.
That was her go-to.
That was my go-to. That's what I always
Smoked
got.
a ton of them.
But honestly, they
Oh,
were
you're not-
solid
whoa,
sticks.
whoa, you're not getting off the hook. I
What?
got reamed into this. Give us your low points.
My low points. Most Rockies are now low points for
You're
me.
talking about like the not the spade, the edge series, all that crap.
You know what? I've actually never smoked an Edge.
Never smoked an edge. Mm-mm.
I've never smoked an Edge.
She hasn't.
I have not. I have not smoked an Edge.
Well, you're
even-
not going to be impressed. They're horrible.
Yeah. So I had a vintage a while back. It wasn't. I was just kind of like, eh.
Come on, keep going.
What else are
You
my
know
lows?
There's some island boys in there. Come
Oh,
on, dude.
Jesus Christ!
I'd say most of my lows were picks from shopkeepers from going around,
Yeah,
whether
I
it was
agree.
Texas
Well,
or
you
and they're like,
go-
smoke this, and I'm like, dude, this is actually garbage. I smoked a Caldwell, that guy in Fredericksburg.
Dude, I
recommended,
wish
was
we
like,
got paid to do
this
this
is crap.
because I would be like in people's face, like this shit sucks, man.
That's the goal,
Like,
man.
if
That's
I
the
got
goal.
paid to do this, I would be so rude. I'd be the Simon Cowell.
That's
Let's
the
see.
goal.
A lot of the, like Alex was saying, a lot of the New World versions of Cuban cigars, like Macanudos.
But not New World cigars.
So Steve Smith
They are.
has
They're New
suggested the Dunbarton Brule Blue. So Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust, that's Steve Saka's brand, and they've got a whole bunch of stuff. I haven't had the Brule Blue. I had the Sombra Mesa, and then I believe I had the Brule, like the regular one, and didn't get all that impressed. They were decent, but I wasn't like, wow. I do have a couple of Sin Compromisos that are aging, but I haven't had them yet. And I'm hoping that I like those more because I really want to like Dunbarton, but I haven't yet. and I encounter Steve Saka on Facebook all the time, and I really just kind of bite my tongue because I don't want to be like, I'm kind of a super taster, and I have not really been impressed with your stuff yet. But
So
I'm hoping that
one thing about like the worst parts, I would agree with Alex, where a lot of them were like special blends or boutique things. I find there's a quality disparity in most boutique brands. You can tell, like, there are some boutique brands that I've smoked that I'm like, you guys are going in the right place. Like you're going there. But maybe there's quality issues, construction issues, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Black Label is one of the few boutique brands. The Oveja Negra.
I don't consider Black Label a boutique brand. I consider them a brand that just needs to work on their label.
Well, I mean, they actually. Well, the Oveja Negra is the parent company, and they have fantastic branding. Honestly, they have great social media. The Browns, they do some great work. Now that who just bought Josh just bought Dissident Cigars. Groban? That's a singer. Josh Groban's a singer.
Coburn. Josh Coburn.
Yeah.
Sorry.
He just bought Dissident Cigars. I'm really excited to see where he goes with those. But they just have, like, the reason why I say the boutique branding is because they're all it's like a little small family of people that run all of the companies, and they're all really, really you don't just have like this huge mass corporation that like Cohiba, Red Dots and stuff do. I appreciate that. I think that they do it really well. Their construction is always spot on. Their quality is always spot on. Their flavors, great. There's only been one Black Label stick, I think, that I haven't liked. And that was one that we got.
Oh, I need to know what that is.
We got it in Tennessee, and it wasn't that
the Barrio.
Yeah, it wasn't that I didn't like it. It was just kind of like, eh.
It's very like Black Label. They make some really intense, like black metal.
That's why I love them so much.
Okay, no, it wasn't the Barrio. It was a white label one. It wasn't the Royalty. It was something else.
Oh, well, the Barrio, you didn't finish it. Oh, the Decadence.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that was just okay. It was.
Yeah, it was okay.
It didn't have that huge punch of flavors like you're used to, but it didn't really have any nuance either. So
I had my first Dissident over the break.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Absolutely excellent.
Loved it.
Incredible.
I had an Emilio. Loved it. A lot of stuff that I have, like, it's rare that I'll smoke a cigar where, like, I'll remark repeatedly to a while. So generally it's just like, if it's decent, it's decent, but like, no, legit, they were fantastic.
The Emilio you talked about like a lot, so I'm sure it was great.
Emilio.
We smoked the Rocky Patel White Label, which is a new stick.
It was okay.
It's okay. It's not worth $18.
It was not worth $18.
Like,
it was okay.
It's really light, and it's just.
But I gotta tell you, man, I like when I say that I agree with Alex as far as like the boutique brands kind of being or like the special blends stuff kind of being my letdowns. I don't really just walk into a humidor without having done my research. So
what would you guys think about like us having like a real either Cuban or Nicaraguan roller come in on the show and roll us some like our own cigars? Like, what flavors you guys like? And then I come in.
I would totally be down for that.
That'd be cool. I don't know if you could get like custom blends as far as.
I don't know, but that would be cool.
Oh, I think so.
Did you cover your whole list?
I did. I covered my whole list. That was kind of my standouts for this year. I mean, I'm sure there's others I'm just not thinking about.
All right. Well, now we got to get into the business. Okay.
What's the biz?
What we're doing is we pulled up, I think, 2 top lists from other authorities.
Oh yeah, let me look at
on
the
their
Cigar
best
Journal
cigars
one.
of the year, and we're gonna talk about them, and then I'm going to volunteer my list of the top 10 sticks. And for my list, I did not consider Cuban cigars in the runnings, just because most people can't get them anyway. So
they really don't.
And most people don't do it anymore.
Okay, so you want to go over the Cigar Journal one?
Yes.
Okay, you want to start at 1 or 10?
Start at the bottom, work your way to the good ones. So
okay,
10.
so Cigar Journal did a top 25.
Okay.
And mind you, the Cigar Aficionado is like the big one, but they don't release their top 25 list until next week.
Yeah.
So they start.
So we'll do an episode on that too. But
right, they start on like a graduated system, but it doesn't start.
I can't wait to like
Talk shit.
wreck this. Oh,
Yeah.
dude,
All right.
I'm
Tell us
gonna
what number
wreck
10
this.
is. Don't
Number
go fast.
10 is the Liga Year of the Rat.
Okay. Actually, it's really good steak.
I know. I was like, that was a really good stick. I don't know how it
I'm
got
gonna
10.
shut my mouth right now.
That was a really good stick.
I'm not going to talk shit. That's an amazing cigar.
So Drew Estate, I like the Liga line, and I feel like the 9 is probably the least that I'll smoke now.
Yeah.
And
If I have my druthers, I'm not smoking a 9. I'm going to smoke a feral pig. Or
the feral pigs were really good, and the rats were excellent.
All the rats, the dirty rat, Radzilla, you're the rat.
I liked the velvet rat and the year of the rat. Velvet rat was amazing.
Really good.
What I liked with the velvet rat and what stood out for me from the velvet rat was the texture of it. It was beautiful. It was the wrapper on it was so soft. I can see why they called it a velvet rat. It was aptly named.
I think I have some velvet rats.
I believe you have one in your aging collection.
Yes, I do.
Hope so anyway, because I hope so anyway.
I have a bunch of year of the rats. We can smoke those sometime.
Okay, so number 9 was the Alma Fuerte Sixto, the green label, the Colorado.
Oh, that's a top 10 steak. That's
But I'm like,
fucking amazing cigar.
number 9 though. Wow, okay. Would have put it there. The number 8 was the La Aurora Preferitos.
Nope. Well, actually, okay, La Aurora. I don't know. I've heard good things about La Aurora, but I've never had one.
Number 7, the Oliva.
Nope.
Serie V Milanio limited edition 2020 Toro.
Never had an Oliva Milano that was worth a shit. I'm sorry. A lot of people love Oliva, but I've tried to like them because I'm like, oh, dude, man, the Milano was like a hybrid.
We have one of our subscribers, JC, was like, nope.
Dude, I will never recommend a Milano to people, and I'll never say they're any good. I just don't like them. So, no.
Number 6 is the Viga Fina 1998 Vintage 1 VF42L.
Yeah,
don't know that one.
We don't know that one.
Don't know that one.
Number 5 is the AJ Fernandez New World Connecticut Churchill. I know. I was like, oh, okay.
No. I've had the New World Connecticut. No. New World is mid-tier. It's not shit, but it's not great. It's just okay. Because it's budget, you know. If you have $10 and you want a decent steak, all right, go get a New World Maduro. I know Kelly, he loves the New World Maduros, and they're decent, but like you're never gonna find one in my collection.
The number 4 is the Davidoff Dominicana Robusto. Yes, I agree with that. It would be roughly in about that same position for me as well.
That's the world-class cigar.
Was that number what?
That 4. That was a number 4.
4, and it would be about that way for me too. The number 3 is the CLE 25th anniversary Robusto Christian Aroa.
I haven't had that one, but I have had CLE before, and I was not impressed. So probably
it's a Honduran. So I don't really love
political crap.
I don't know.
Well, yeah. See, I don't really know. I'm not a huge fan of Honduran tobacco.
We need these people to reach out to us and send us these things so we could see what they're talking about.
Number 2 is the 60 by Rocky Patel.
Fuck no! I'm gonna give a big no on that one.
I'd put the 55th, not in that position, but I'd put it in the line.
Yeah, the 55th. The 60 is just branding. Oh my God, Rocky Patel. Let me tell you the story on the 60, everybody. This is Rocky Patel saying, I want to enter the premium cigar market where I want to be able to charge $20 a cigar because there's no Rocky Patel that's going to be $20. Any of the other ones. You have the 50, you have the 25th, you got all the vintage, you have the winter selection, you have the quarter century, you have LB1, you have the special reserve, you have the Grand Reserve of Sun Grown, all that stuff. Way affordable. Then they're like, well, I want a piece of that pie. I want to be able to charge the ultra premium.
Well, I think they're charging that because the 60 has some aging involved in it.
So
they have a number with aging, but it's you look at the box, you look at all the bands on it. It's clearly trying to look the part. They just forgot to make it that good. Lindsay bought me a couple of those for my birthday, and we smoked them. And they had the Rocky flavor, but like the whole time I was like, eh.
They did have that San Andreas wrapper on it, which I do kind of appreciate. I do like a San Andreas wrapper. I find myself pulling for more of those Mexican wrappers.
But no,
we're moving.
So Steve says that he can't keep the Placencia green labels in our shop as soon as they get them. Yes, they do move very fast
because they're amazing.
I noticed when merchants started carrying them, and they turn over them like crazy.
Well, and I think a lot of it also. I mean, whenever I come to merchant, I'm if I don't know, if I'm not here for something specifically, like if we're here for a poker night or whatever, that's almost always what I grab is one of those Sixto Colorados. They're incredible. They really are. They're big. They're like they're a big size, and so they feel like big in my hand, which I like.
Is that what you're saying?
Our little hands make them look super huge.
They do.
It's awesome.
And I do like the shape of it. And when I first bought it, I was like, look at the cool shape. It's like a so cool.
Hexagon.
Yeah.
It's like
so
the
cool.
shape of something I like.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that. This doesn't have any
It's
like
not
hard
big
edges.
No hard edges.
John, please.
But it has that
you're
Colorado.
embarrassing yourself.
It has that Colorado wrapper on it, which I really love. And it has this like really great brightness that like keeps it interesting and fun. And then number 1 is a Perdomo Reserve 10th anniversary Epicure Maduro.
Let me see the picture.
Blue Label.
We had that one on the show with Jordan.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
it was good.
It's a
but
good
like,
stick.
one.
Yeah.
but like,
It's a good stick. There was
Listen,
a couple
Nick,
sticks in there.
I love you. I love what you do, but no.
Yeah, I mean that was Cigar Journal. So
No, that cigar was solid, but like I don't have any in my collection. It's not a stick where I'm like, dude, I have to have that. I've tried to fall in love with Perdomo. The 20th anniversary Maduro is good as one of their better ones. I had their ESV line. I had their vintage series. I had the vintage Sun Grown. I had the vintage Maduro. They don't really have anything that blows me away.
So the Maduro wrapper on that is actually aged in bourbon barrels.
Oh,
Pretty cool.
well, okay. So I will say there were a couple of lists of entrants on that list that I was very pleased with. Obviously, the Plasencia, the Dominicana. Those are easily amazing world-class cigars. A couple of them was like,
why are they so low on the list?
All right, so now I'm going to go through a list that was by Holt. This is one of the big companies. Now they only listed 7 as their top cigars. I don't know why they did 7 and not 10, but whatever. So
who cares? Let's hear.
Number 7 is the Oliva Monticello. Now I haven't had the Monticello, but I'm always a little suspicious of the Oliva line because I've never had the best ones I've had are like the G and the O, which they were good, but it wasn't like, oh my God, I got to stock up on these. Just not. Number 6 is the Padron 1926 series number 90. Yes, that is an amazing cigar. I'm not going to quarrel over that one. Number 5, the My Father La Opulencia. I will quarrel over that.
Why?
I see. Okay, so I was drawn in by the band on that.
Rare
for sure. It is a beautiful band.
You didn't like the cigar?
I did. It got over. It started out really great. Nope, I'm talking about the La Promesa. Never mind. The La Opulencia. I was just going to say it started out really great, and then it got this like florally bit to it. This is the Promesa. It got sort of a floral note to it, and then that floral note just like ramped up, and it just became too much. And I ended up putting it down.
Didn't like it?
I've had all of those. No. I liked it, but that's a big difference between liking it and saying it deserves consideration for best cigar of the year. I didn't think it was close. There's nothing my father's made that I'm like, this is good.
Well, I'm
so no.
I think that's true.
That was number 5. Number 4 is the La Aroma de Cuba Mi Amor Reserva. La Aroma de Cuba, I believe, is owned by Ashton, and they make some pretty good stuff. There's La Aroma de Cuba, and then there's Gloria de Cuba. I think La Aroma is the one that's owned by Ashton. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's what it is. I've not had that one, but like I've never considered those because like La Aroma de Cuba is not a high grade. It's the mid. Like Ashton's better than their lower brand. So like I don't know why they put that in there. Number 3, San Cristobal Quintessence. San Cristobal
I have not really had a San Cristobal.
Is another line that's owned by Ashton. They're decent, but it's not their best. Their best is under the Ashton name. So like, why would you put that as there? I don't get that. I've had a couple of San Cristobals, and at best they're pretty good. I would never be like, oh my God. Like, I would never go tell people.
What's the notes on those?
I don't really remember. I just remember what I thought of them.
See, if you can't remember, then it wasn't good.
They didn't stand out to me. Number 2 is the Arturo Fuente Don Carlos. That's like the regular black label, black and gold Fuente. So moderate price. It's a good cigar.
Mhm.
It is a good cigar.
But it's not anything that I would say is consideration of best in the world for the year. It's not that good. All the price points on these, like out of all these sticks, the most expensive one is the Padron. Because the Series 90 in the Tubo is like $25. That's the most expensive stick on there.
So maybe they went for budget best.
So they're not. I don't think they're speaking to the connoisseurs for this list because they're
talking to the average Joe.
Yeah. And then number 1, the Ashton Symmetry. That's a good cigar. It's a great cigar.
Great cigar.
It's a great cigar.
They're speaking to the average Joe.
Out of their top 7, I would say the cigars that to me rise to the level of like honorable mention, like superlative, the Padron and the Ashton Symmetry. Those are the 2 best. Okay. So now what we're going to do, go over my list. I put together my top 10 cigars of the year. What I was going for. What?
Here we go, dude. I can't wait to hear this list.
I considered price point. I considered everything in making this list. Not everything could make it. So I have some honorable mentions of cigars that I think are
mentions first.
Is in any other group they would be considered worst, but they didn't quite make my list just because of what they stand out to me.
You know I'm going to be hurt if I don't hear at least one of my cigars.
Okay, so
as an honorable mention.
All right, ready for this?
Yeah.
And guys, for you watching, give me your comments. Tell me if you think I'm full of shit. If a cigar,
I think you're full of shit.
I'm going to tell you if he's full of shit.
All right, so here are my honorable.
I'm just going to go on record and say you're full of shit.
Yeah, but that's in general.
Just in general.
So my first honorable mention is the Davidoff Chef's Edition.
Honorable mention. Wow.
It was.
I need to have this.
It was an absolutely amazing cigar. I've only had 2 of them.
Honorable mention. Fuck. This list is gonna be crazy.
But as far as like now, we're talking razor thin gap. Like any of my honorable mentions could be in anybody else's top 10. Like that's how close it is. Okay. I think it's. But the thing is, it's really expensive. It's $40 a cigar, and so for the flavor, the price point is what kept it out of the consideration. So, but otherwise, I can't really say anything bad about it. It is a truly masterful piece of cigar craft, and I highly recommend anybody get it. Not only did I get a box of the 2021 chefs, but when we were traveling, one of the places had the 2018 chefs. I was like, I got some of those. Like, I bought a whole bunch of obscure Davidoffs. The Dominicana is one that's not in production anymore. So every place that had some, I was like, give me all you got. And I was like, Al Pacino, give me what you got, I couldn't.
Hold over.
Oh,
your face is all over.
You got a whole lot of Dominicana on my face, all the way in it. So the Chef's Edition is my first honorable mention. My next honorable mention is the Drew Estate Year of the Rat. It was an amazing cigar.
Damn, Lindsay, he's all over your picks.
I know, right?
My next honorable mention is the Feral Pig Liga. I only had one, but it was nothing but good. I really, really, really enjoyed it. Next honorable mention is the Davidoff Escurio. That is a special stick because it looks kind of like a Maduro, but it's not a Maduro. It has a more floral,
it's a dark wrapper, but it's
darker, but it's got a great floral profile to it. So it's got some good base notes, but it's got great floral notes.
Not sun grown, but
it's not. I don't even know how I'd rate it like that. It's not as deep as a Maduro, but it's just really smokable. It's got great smells to it.
It's like a really dark cigar, obviously Escurio. But I remember the first time I smoked it, I was just like, oh, it's gonna be super heavy and strong. It's really not. It's for as deep and dark as it is, it's very smokable, very light.
It's just a fantastic cigar. Really, that was the cigar that kind of got me into Davidoff. Like, well, let me see what they have here, because I hadn't really liked any of the other stuff because it was like the Grand Cru and the end there. It was so fine and so light. I was like, there's not enough here. There's not meat on the bone. It's just not enough.
Okay.
But the Escurio really started me rethinking. So like then I went onto the Dominicana and the Millennium and then I explored some of those high-end Xenos and so on. And so that gets an honorable mention. Next honorable mention, the Ashton ESG, the Estate Sun Grown. It is
excellent.
Excellent cigar. I found it in Vegas, and I bought one of every size or a couple of each size, and they're absolutely outstanding cigars. That's what I smoked in Memphis.
How'd you guys get them back?
Up our ass, like the watch in Pulp Fiction.
Alex boofed him.
I boofed him. No,
You didn't know?
No, we just
I
packed
just
them in our bag.
packed them up. I brought them in my carry-on.
Yeah, we just wrapped them
I didn't
up.
trust them going through check.
Yeah.
So I just had big gallon-sized Ziploc bags. Filled them up, put a Boveda in there, good to go.
Damn.
Great cigar. It's a little expensive, and it's not widely available. So, like, honorable mention. Next, the EP Carrillo Encore.
Yep, great stick.
It is, in my opinion, the best EP Carrillo stick out there. EP Carrillo, of course.
I do like it better than the Pledge.
Won the 2020 year, the Cigar of the Year with the Pledge. The Historia is another fantastic one, but the Encore is this great blend of caramels and leather notes. It's just delightful. Kelly came over the other day, and he'd been having a rough time with his job. And so I was like, we're going to smoke a cigar. So I felt like I was a waiter at a 5-star restaurant, because I was like, what kind of flavors are you interested in today? And
what are you into today?
He was like, well, I can tell you, I really want to experience something that has intense leather notes and caramel. I want leather and caramel. And I was like, okay, I got something for you. So I gave him an Encore, and he's like, brother, you fucking nailed it. Like, this is exactly what I wanted. It's intense leather caramel. I was like, I know. It's almost like I'm a nerd about it. And so that to me, that gets an honorable mention. Next honorable mention is the Black Label Viaticum. It is one of my favorite Black Label sticks. It's got amazing vibrancy, but it's not harsh. Not like a double hair where you're all like, oh man, this is kicking my ass. It's just like really, really intense, but like a good deep tissue massage. Right when they hit that pressure point where you're about to flinch, it lets it up and lets you stay comfortable, and then works another one. So it's great cigar. I love them. So it gets an honorable mention. And then my last honorable mention is the JC Newman Black Diamond.
Oh god, it's a great stick.
It's great, great cigar. I didn't
think about the Jester too.
No, I told you I was going to get upset if you didn't give me at least something that I like in the honorable mentions.
You don't like any of these honorable mentions?
No. There's a couple. Well, there's a lot that I haven't had yet, but there's a couple in there I agree.
Maybe if you came smoked with us once in a while.
If you came hung out with us.
Hey, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Bro guy. Go ahead. Keep going.
So that's my honorable mentions. Okay. So now.
Oh, here we go.
I
wish I had a drum roll.
Here we go. All right, so Steve says he enjoys the Encore more than the Pledge. That's because you've got taste, Steve. That's all that is.
Yeah.
You know what you're
Steve's
smoking. No, the Encore is the better stick. I don't know why the Pledge got all the love, but the Encore is a fantastic. It's also harder to find. The Encore is very hard to find. Okay.
That might be why. I do know that a lot of the things that are, or a lot of the sticks that are included on the top 25 lists or whatever are things that are easy to get.
Yes.
I haven't seen anything that was like extremely hard to find, except for that Dominicana. That's pretty difficult to find, but
yes. Okay. So now my top 10 are my sticks that are just in that highest level of like the price point is right, availability is right, and the flavors are right. So my number 10 is the Buenaventura Praline. Number 10. That is the stick that Armando in New Orleans got me interested in, got me turned on to.
Which one is it?
The Buenaventura Praline. That's the normal.
God, Buenaventura is so good.
3 days. It's what he talking. Let me tell you something.
It's a $7 cigar. The cigar. People tell me they think they're smoking a Padron. It's amazing. You got to try this stick.
Dude, he's got
You don't remember 2 days? And
he's got the funniest. Okay, well, we met him again, and
I told Lindsay, this is the accent. I did it for her.
Oh my God, it's so funny. It's so funny. But we walked in and the guy was just like, hey, Alex with the mustache. And we were like, oh God, what the hell?
I know. You remember, it was awesome. And then everybody I've told about that cigar, they're like, dude, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And they go buy boxes of it. And it's you're not going to find a better cigar for the price. You're just not going to do it. It's $7. And it's a world-class stick. It's so vibrant. It's got, and the thing is, it's so unassuming. The band is just like, wait a minute, that's what I am. You know, it's like no big whoop. It's not flashy. It's not showy. It's not
No
going to
big
catch
whoop.
your eye.
But I'm gonna bust your ass.
But when you smoke it, it does a number on you. And the thing is like I forget how good it is because every time I'm picking one, I look through all my sticks. It's easy to look over because it's so demure. It's so unrefined looking. And then I'm like, whatever. I'm so and every time I'm like, wow, I forget how good they are. So for that reason, it's like I got to give it some special props. So this is my number 10 cigar of the year. It's absolutely amazing. My number 9. Nesta Miranda's Corojo. There you go, Jamie. My number 9 cigar of the year. The reason why is I can't think of a single cigar that I've smoked more of that I'm just as high on today as the very first one I've had. Every time I have one, it blows my mind how good it is. You know, we smoked a number of them over the break. They're awesome. Just to give you some comparisons, okay? I would play golf with my buddy Chris. Chris is a learning connoisseur of cigars. He's got a very impressive collection.
He's still killing it.
He's doing great. And I was like, all right, I always curate the cigars. He's my bourbon guy. I'm the cigar guy. And so although with what he's doing, I'm about to let him be the cigar guy too. I'm like, hey, you just bring them both. So for the first 9, we smoked Davidoff Millenniums. Okay, because I wanted him to experience what that's all about. And then for the second 9, we picked the Nesta Miranda Corojo because they both have very similar flavor profiles, but the Millennium is much more refined, whereas the Nesta Miranda is much more aggressive. It's much more like flavors. So we smoked. He's like, man, this Davidoff is really, really good. I was like, well, wait till you smoke the next one. I want you to really pay attention to what you tasted now versus what you taste then. We smoked the Nesta. He's like, I think I like this more. And I was like, I knew you would, because it's easy to fall for the bolder flavors of the Nestor rather than the more refined flavors of the Davidoff. If I had my choice, I'd probably smoke the Millennium just because I really love the lightness of those flavors. It's just like I could just have the smoke in my face all the time and it doesn't bother me. Whereas the Nestor, it's a little bit much. But for the value, it's a $10 stick at most, and it's got it all. It's got as much vibrancy on the high end of the flavors as it does on the low end. And so it's always good. It's good in the morning. It's good in the evening. It's easy to pair with because it's got a little bit of everything in there. It's a great stick. So I think the Corojo deserves a spot. Now, is it as good as the Chef's Edition? No. But when you factor in the price and everything else, I think it edges it out. That's why I have it in there. Okay. So that's my number 9. My number 8 stick, the Bull. Stick of the year. This was the number 1 for 2016 or something like that. I think it's the best LFD stick they make. I think it's fantastic. I think it's just as good now as the first one I've had. I appreciate it more now because I'm able to taste more of the nuance. It's got, if you want aggro, it's got a lot of low notes for that. But if you really want to get into the nuance, it's got a lot of that too. Those creamy notes. I mean, I still think that this goes toe to toe. Look, the best piece of praise I can give you about this cigar is our friend Andre, who only smokes Cuban cigars. You know, that's his thing. Well, we had to get together at John's place, and I was like, I'm going to bring the sticks. I don't remember what we were celebrating, but whatever. I brought us each a bowl to smoke, and Andre smoked it, and he's like, this is an amazing cigar.
Yeah, it's good.
You know, and so for him to say that not only is this not crap, but like, it's enjoyable. It's amazing. That's pretty high praise because that man only smokes the best cigars in the world, and this was able to compete. So like, and it's under $20, you know.
That's what's killing me.
Like it's got it all. So it's my number 8 cigar of the year. No comments so far. I'm on the money or no?
You're good.
You're good. She's like, he's good. I take what he's doing. All right, my number 7 cigar of the year for 21 is the Plasencia Green Label. The Almafuerte to Colorado. We smoked it again recently, and it is it's like $20 unless you're in Vegas. It's 40. Fuck that. That's crazy. But it is extreme. It's kind of like this.
They're in the friggin' desert, dude.
But it's not as charry tasting as this. It's just lovely though. It's such a great stick. The retrohale. It's one of those where like I'm gonna interrupt our conversation to talk about it. It's just a fantastic cigar. I love the branding. I love the shape of it. It's fantastic. So that's my number 7. Okay. My number 6 cigar of the year is the Fuente Don Carlos Aniversario. Did you have one of those yet?
No.
So they started carrying those at the Merchant. I got Chris on them, and they are.
You guys had him. He
at the last
one.
program.
Yeah.
I would say that the Don Carlos Aniversario is better than any Opus I've ever had. And Spencer shaking his, he agrees, he nods. He's like, it's just It's fucking unbelievable, man. It's got this cinnamon cardamom note that's different from any of the sticks on my list so far. It's not overly floral. It's got that tried and true Fuente base to the flavor that like all the Don Carlos sticks have, all the Opus sticks have. But what's that?
You get some of that Ashton Symmetry out of it.
Dude, but it's like so robust. And then the second half of it, you're just like, oh my God, you just don't want it to end. It's expensive, but it's a special cigar. It is absolutely amazing. So I got to recommend that one as my number 6 cigar of the year. Out of the ones on my top 10 list, it's the most expensive so far. My number 5 cigar of the year is the Padron 1926 80th. That is, I had one of those for the 4th of July. Yeah. It's a bigger cigar. It's one of the bigger Padrones you're going to find. And oh my God, it was silk. It was so freaking amazing. The vibrancy of the flavors, but it was so smooth. I mean, it was like, it'd be like a woman giving birth to a 10-pound baby and not feeling it.
What?
It's so big, but
the
it's just
articulation
effortless. You know, the way
I have so many comments on that.
I just remember sitting in the car smoking this and being like, everyone's like, oh, it's so good. It's a miracle of
there's so many things I want to say, but I can't.
It's right. Amazing.
No joke.
So that was that. We're in the top 5 now. Okay. So that's my number 5 cigar of the year. Number 4, the God of Fire Series B.
Boom! Finally. I make the list.
He makes the list. That's my number 4. It is arguably the most beautiful cigar you'll ever see. I love the way they have the band with the yellow ribbon on it. Yep. It's gorgeous. It's the blackest cigar you'll ever smoke, but it's a flawless wrapper. Yep. And it's just got this amazing composure from start to finish. It's like this toasted creme brulee that's a little bit overcooked, but it's just creamy and good.
It's still seasoned to perfection.
And it's just awesome. And like every friend of mine who I've gotten a cigar has been that moment where it's like, buddy, now it's time for you to try the
yes.
And we smoke it and they're just like, oh my God. You know, we went out on a trip with our friends, the Falgoos, and I was like, you know, I'm gonna bring the cigars. And for their anniversary, we smoked the God of Fire, and we had the Carlito and the Series B, and we let them try them both, and they were just like, it was magnificent. Yeah. So it's always going to have a near and dear place in my heart for the history and for what it is. So it's my number 4. But you know, all these cigars are
top 5's good enough for me.
Top 5. So that's my number 4. My number 3 is the Davidoff Dominicana. It is a $24 cigar. And you won't find a better stick for that price in the world. It is perfectly put together. The smell of it. I just remember when I found some, I smoked one that night in Tennessee, and it was so much better than I ever remembered it. And just like smelling, like it was good. I loved it before when I had it, but it was orgasmic when I had it.
Was Lindsay with you when you were smoking that? Did she smoke one?
Yeah,
I did.
I tried it.
I let her try it. The Anniversario?
No. The Dominicana.
Oh yes, yeah. I've had one before,
and it was just like just smelling it every time.
That night I did not have one.
I was like getting these indoor. It was so amazing. It's got as much going on as any Cuban cigar. It doesn't do what a Cuban cigar does, but if you want to experience the pleasure that a Cuban cigar gives you and not have to deal with the bullshit of trying to find a real one, Davidoff Dominicana. All day. It's just got these amazing rich floral notes that are blended perfectly with these deep leather notes, and it's creamy, and it's just like it's a symphony of symphonies. You know, we always talk about that's what we're going for, but it really is, and it is flawless. And so like we're talking just the smallest of differences between these sticks. So that's my number 3. My number 2 is the Padron Family Reserve 50th and the 50 year. It's just, I mean, what do you say about a cigar like that? It's so intense. And the retrohale, it's like it feels like the smoke penetrates your sinus cavities and actually encompasses your brain and surrounds it, because it's just like your whole head lights up when you retrohale it. And it's got these amazing progressions of the flavors as you go. Like the leather picks up, and then you get the spiciness, and then you have the creaminess, and like it's a little short. It's kind of expensive, it's like $30, $30 to $35, but it's about as good as it gets. I mean, I would have had it as my number one, but for the number one on my list, which should be no surprise given what we've said about it, is the Davidoff Royal. It's obviously
clearly Alex's list is not for the everyman.
No, we're talking.
It's not for the everyman, but dude, the Royal's really hard to find, man.
It is really hard to find, but
if my brother and the people who sell cigars up there couldn't find it, yeah, it's hard to find.
But I it humbled me. Like I thought I knew what cigars could be, and it showed me, and I was just in awe of how good it was. And as it changed, I was like, "Are you serious?" And like we described how as the thirds progressed, it was like first course, second course, third course, where the last course was this amazing dessert, and it was just amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
It's crazy.
So that's my number one. Feel free to tell me that I messed up and missed out on some sticks. What
did he mess up? What did you see?
Factory smokes.
smokes.
Factory sweets.
Factory smokes. Thank you, Spencer.
So one thing that I've been really interested is, because this year has been so monumental as far as my progression of smoking cigars and understanding what cigars could be, I've really wanted to go back and smoke some of the ones that I really, really liked, like this time last year. The League of Nine, the My Father, again, Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
The My Father's, just not because I want to see if I would still like them, but mostly because I want to see if what I can find that's different about them. Right.
Exactly.
Now that my palate has been so expanded, I want to go back and see, like, okay, I liked these before. Let me see what I can pick out about them now. So that's going to be my
I want to do
foray into 22.
I keep thinking about smoking another Rocky 90, because that was like my favorite cigar for a long time, and I haven't had one in a while. But my palate has changed like crazy, and I want to see, like, what do I taste? What's changed? What is my opinion now after all this? Because really, there aren't that many cigars where I can say that, I loved them then and I love them now the same.
Then we should go back to our original episode.
It's a special cigar. I really don't want to smoke some of those old ones again. If I can.
No, like, think about it. Like, let's go back and re-review some of the things that we were just like.
Well, hey, I'll tell you what, guys. So if y'all go through our library of videos, we got almost like 50 videos now. Go look at the cigars that we have, showed on the show, and tell us which ones you want us to revisit, and we'll do that. And because I do think
because our original episode, everyone I kicked back to their Villager Cream, dude, everyone's like, dude, you were right. I was like, yeah, it's weird for me too. Because I'm a Maduro guy all day long.
All right, so we should be near our final thirds. Let's talk about what we're picking up.
My final third.
Okay, so start us off. What are you tasting?
I think I've probably oversmoked it a little bit. So it's I need to let it cool down a little bit, but goes back to that really heavy hitting leather base note. It kind of came right back in. That creaminess has kind of left a little bit. And that leather is really hitting heavy now.
What about you, John?
Yes. The cream is starting to drift.
Right.
And I'm starting to correct me if I'm wrong. I'm starting to hit peppery in there.
I don't have any pepper. I do have a lot of like cedar.
I don't know if it's a pairing or whatever, but I'm hitting the aftertaste is a peppery finish.
So I will say the Bull has a very harsh retrohale.
I don't know if I'd say it's harsh.
Yeah, I'm on it.
It's stout. I don't know if I'd say it's harsh though.
I don't think it's harsh. I just did it. It's good.
I did too. My eyes are watering.
If you retrohale too much, yeah. I just did a big one. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
But we like harsh.
Yeah. Dude,
When it, like,
wait
burns
till,
my
wait till,
sinuses,
wait
though,
till
I
you
can't
smoke a
taste anything.
Dominicana.
Oh,
Well, you have to smoke one of mine. You have to find one, but you know.
this guy.
This guy.
So you know what? You should taste this. You're not going to be able to find it. Only I have the 3 in the world. But, you know, you should try it. This guy.
Dude, he won't even let me try it. He's gonna be like,
And that's his wife.
What was the cigar that you wanted over here and I bought all of them? Was it the Anniversario? Was it the God of Fire? Yeah, it was the God of Fire.
Yes, and I was like, dude, I literally had to buy one off of him and pay him to get one from him. What the hell's happening?
I went in and I was like, yeah, I'll take all those.
Yeah, I'm taking this. And I'm just like, I had to go beg him to have him sell it to me. And I was a nightmare.
But I did let you have it. I let you have it.
It was good.
It was very good.
Fucking amazing.
It was very good. Like the thing is why would you smoke a cigar if you know that a cigar is capable of like getting you as giddy as we get? Like this is how we get when we smoke really good shit. We just absolutely fangirl out over it. All right, so my thoughts on this. It is.
How are you guys not picking up that little peppery note at the end? It's the aftertaste of it.
I get like a very
Oh, it's subtle pepper.
like extremely
There,
subtle.
it's
All
at
right.
the end.
So I'm gonna throw out a food as
here we go.
what this makes me think of, and it's always really out there, but for some reason it oddly works.
It's a charred,
All right.
gristled pancake.
Okay.
Okay.
Oven baked pot roast. Taste this, and then think of oven baked pot roast, and tell me what you get.
There is a very much umami flavor to it. I get that.
Like your mom's oven baked pot roast.
Damn.
So it's not as
Damn,
So-
you're a dick.
So we're talking about like a
Yeah, I kind of feel that.
It's like there's this homemade.
Yeah.
Just it's been cooking for hours, and it's super caramelized.
She's like,
And it's just like, oh man, it's like,
put the lid back on.
dude, this is like comfort food, but it's like super well done comfort food. And so I just love it. And people who don't appreciate it, I just don't think they've got the palate for it, you know? But as far as like the flavors evolving, I don't know if the thirds change so much as they just get more vibrant as you go through.
right.
And oh man,
I honestly I think that is I don't know. I say that that's a
I think that cream
symbol of
came
a good
darker.
cigar.
It's like dark. It's like, yes, this is me.
Well, maybe as it heated up, it got a little
Mm.
caramelized. I guess.
You're blowing through yours, dude.
Yeah, I know,
You
dude.
are killing us.
I know. I'm
Just
over
moves
smoking
fast.
mine for sure.
but
Like
oh
I'm
my
right
God,
where you are.
so good.
Like to it.
Dock your sticks.
Alex, good question.
Yeah.
How does that compare to the Placencia Green label?
How does this compare?
I think they're very similar.
Well, funny you said on my top 10 list, this is number
Placencia.
8, and the Placencia Green label is number 7.
Yeah,
They're very, very close.
but how similar are they? Not because of ranking. Profile and burn.
I think that this is more comfort foody with that charry roast flavor. The Placencia Green label is, I would say, it tastes more refined. It's got like this great blend of the highs and the lows. This doesn't have the high notes that the Placencia does, but they're so well put together with what they do.
But they do burn kind of similarly, though, I find.
What's that?
They do burn kind of similarly. Like the Andalusian Bull and the Placencia, they're both like 3-hour smokes.
Yeah, well, they're huge sticks. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. This
I
is
agree.
unless you're
What's
Lindsay,
it?
this is a long
We're
smoke.
right there.
Shut
We're
up.
right there. 2:30.
All right, so let me ask you guys, what you've heard my list. What would you say is your cigar of the year, 2021? The stick that's to you like.
Well, I haven't had what I think that's more of a question for you two. You guys have had way more than I've had.
Just off of what you smoked. I mean, I'm going to ask her too. So you've heard mine. What would if you had to tell people this is the best cigar? What would you say?
We go with the God of Fire P.
So you're in the ballpark.
Yeah, I mean, like that's where I'm.
Did you seriously not think I was going to rank the God of Fire?
Yeah, I was gonna be upset. I was like, this guy's not even gonna talk about it.
This is like our thing.
All right. What about you, Lynn?
I'm honestly surprised you didn't put actual signature on the list.
I like the ESG better.
Ah,
The ESG's
I
better.
wish I
Dude.
had money.
This is better.
Best cigar I've smoked of 21, for sure, the Royal.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of killed it for every other cigar out
Like
there.
I'm
honestly,
telling you, literally, my brother and I was literally yelling at people like, why can't you get this? This is stupid. I was mad.
When we
They're
had
too busy. They're too busy doing their roads all good. They can get the cigars.
Hey, whatever, man. I'd rather have the nice roads.
it was funny because when we sat there and smoked, when we smoked the Royal, it was like myself and Alex and Chris, and we were watching fights, and we just sat there and like that was all we were talking about just the whole time. It would be like a little bit about fights, and then like right back to the cigar.
And
that
is
doesn't
why
happen.
I'm saying like I wanted it so bad. I was kind of mad.
And honestly, it doesn't happen really where that's all we talk about.
All right, John, I'm going to violate attorney-client privilege here. You know I'm in negotiation on your case right now.
Okay.
So if I get what I'm looking for, you got to promise me that you're going to buy a Royal.
I'm going to buy Royal for all of us.
But yo,
Me too.
Spence, this isn't about you. Yeah, Spence is like
Yeah, Spencer's included.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. You just made his holiday right here. You don't have to give me the Salamonis. You can give me the Rubis. That's fine.
Just saying. Yes.
And we'll smoke them on the show.
Yes, we will smoke them on the show.
We will.
There you go. There you go. All right. So you've heard it from us, what we thought of those prominent. And when Cigar Aficionado releases theirs, we'll do another episode where we'll review their
Their top
picks,
10s.
and compare with ours. Yeah, obviously you've got mine already, so I'm not going to do it again. But I am curious what they think. My approach is very holistic. It's experience, it's price, it's availability. It's the stuff that's the most memorable. Honestly, I could have done a top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I had 8 honorable mentions. So really, you could wiggle those around a lot. Outside of my top 3, I think that pretty much all the remaining 15 were interchangeable because they were all so excellent. And so, that's how close it was.
You get the top 17?
Yeah, I agree.
Top 15? Okay.
All right. So we want to rate this thing?
I'm not going first. You're going first. Plus, I have so many things that I wanted to say real quick before we go.
What's up, John?
How drunk are you, John?
No, I'm not drunk at all. Listen,
I just slugged like 9 of them.
We've killed half a bottle of this between the two of us.
3?
Listen.
You had some too?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize. Okay.
So I have to ask this, Lindsay.
Yes.
You're now actually surpassed me when it comes to cigars.
Okay.
And I'm just being sincere. I'm not gonna,
I just smoke
bullshit.
significantly more than you do.
Well, I mean, like you got him on your side,
Right.
It's like,
Yeah. I just go and rate his
If
stuff.
I was literally like hip to hip with him every day, I'd be smoking everything he had. Anyway, so listen.
We have 2 humidors that I won't even touch.
But that's what I'm saying. So listen, if you had a chance to raid his stash and just pick out top 3, what would they be?
Ooh, that's a good
fucking
question, John.
Oof. I don't even
Damn.
see. There's a lot of stuff I don't even know what he has.
I'm just saying raid.
She didn't know I had that Royal.
Raid the stash.
That second one, no.
Take his top 3.
I don't look in your humidors all the time.
Come on, dude. He's been
Oof.
everywhere rolling. Top 3.
Can I answer that question after she does?
Yeah, I'm gonna let her do it first.
Okay.
Look
See, I don't know. Does that include his Cuban humidor also?
everything.
Oh shit! I don't even know what you have in your Cuban humidor, but probably 3 of those. But I would also. He also has like a ton of super rare Padron family reserves.
My Fuente.
Yeah, your Fuente.
Is very nice.
His Opus collection. I have several of my Opuses in there as well.
Yeah.
His Opus collection is incredible. There's a bunch of like really rare Opuses in there. I'm really interested in smoking that Opus My Story.
Mm-hmm.
I've read a lot about it. I'd choose one of those.
I have all the God of Fires.
Which one is the My Story?
It's an Opus.
Which color is it?
It's light colored.
Yeah.
Is it blue?
Oh no, the band is like the normal Opus band, like the Shark. It's the same kind of band as that. It just says My Story on the cellophane.
Oh.
So 3 that you're gonna rip out of his collection and go, fuck you, I'm taking it.
Yeah. So hypothetical, if you catch him doing something stupid, which 3 cigars are you gonna smoke as
Yes,
punishment?
that
Okay,
that
if I catch
question.
him doing something stupid, I'm smoking all of them, and I'm gonna have you over, and we're gonna smoke all of them.
And I'm gonna have to walk home because I'm gonna be like this.
Yeah, you're gonna be like, "Wow, Alex, you did something real dumb, but thanks for doing that something real dumb."
Anyway, so dumb. Let's
Fuck, I don't know. Oh man, I don't know.
come on, Lindsay. He has amazing cigars.
I know, but this tells you how little I know about what he has in like his really like aging collection and stuff. I would say it would have to be some like most of his opuses. Some of his aging Padrones would be great. I don't know what you have in the Davidoff collection that is something that I like couldn't reach in and smoke. Nothing. What do you have in there
For the Davidoff stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Well, I mean, I picked up so much stuff over.
Yeah, I know.
the last trip.
He's got a bunch of stuff, but
Dude, what is your collection at like right now, money wise?
Money wise, I don't know. I counted them. I had
hard.
265 when I counted in my house. Then I have
265, and you're talking about price points, dude. You got like some serious cigars in there.
Well, just the last month, I probably spent like 2,500 to $3,000 on cigars.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying like, dude,
just fucking calm down.
But I was collecting. I was going around doing stuff. So you can't pick three?
Not really.
Okay, let's see. If I was to pick three as like.
Every single thing that you have.
If I could smoke
I don't know what
anything,
he has.
Obviously, geez. I have. I mean, out of the Cuban selection, I don't know.
Like, how many have Andre given you that you're just like, fuck you, this is going away for?
Actually, most of those I smoke. I know he gives me a couple every now and then extra. So like, I've got some Monis, I've got some Cohibas. I got some Romeos, but as far as like the super premium stuff, I think I have a Bolivar Liberator, which is amazing. It's absolutely outstanding. I don't know if I'd put that as one of them though. Obviously,
that's such a great question.
Obviously, I'd probably do one Fuente, one Davidoff, and one Padron. For my top three.
That sounds like about right.
So the Fuente that I would pick, it's going to be a tough one because the Casa Fuente sticks are super delicious. They're amazing. I have. I
should have referenced it like this, Lindsay. Check this out. What are the three that you're taking and you're smoking and send Instagram pictures back to Alex? Go like, yeah, Dick, that's right. I took these three.
That's harsh. That's harsh.
Yeah, but you know what? Those are the three. Like, fuck you, I'm doing it.
So
there's been a couple. Like I remember one night,
I took it.
Alex was like out shooting pool, and
like, look what I'm smoking out of your fucking.
And I just went and grabbed like a Padron 50th, just for like funsies, and he was like, "What the fuck?"
Look, I want to.
Like, sorry, I bet you're smoking something better, so thanks. Plus,
okay.
Plus I have my own box of Padron 50ths, so I just tell him it's just one of mine.
Yeah. All right. So the Fuente. Oh my God. Probably the God of Fire Anniversario. Out of all the Fuente stuff that I have, that would probably be the one because it's that good. It's that freaking good. It's also one of the harder God of Fires to find. It's so amazing. The Don Carlos Anniversarios, I've got a really nice collection of those. But the different years, I imagine they all kind of taste the same. So I don't know, but that Anniversario was something special.
Can I get you one of those?
Mm-hmm. I've got like 15, 17,
isn't
18.
there a stick that's in your stash that you would be like, I will kill you, bitch, you touch
Well,
it.
I have one that's like priceless.
Yes.
So that would be my number one.
That's his Padron.
That's my Padron 50 year. Not the family reserve, but that's my number one. I'll get to that. So my number three would be probably the Fuente God of Fire Anniversario. My number two would be from my Davidoff collection, and boy, that'd probably be the Dominicana, just because how
They're
rare,
so limited.
how hard it is to find, and just how absolutely exquisite.
Yeah, you touched.
So I remember one time before Alex separated out his Davidoffs, and I just went and grabbed a Davidoff out of the thing, and he came back and he was like, "That was my last Dominicana," and I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I had no idea how hard they were to find." Anything. I was like, "I'll get you more." He was like, "There isn't any more." I was like,
yeah, like you
sorry.
touched that. Like,
sorry, but he just got a box, so I'm good for a while.
All right, so we got a new viewer. What do you guys think of the Arturo Fuente 858s? Do you carry the 858s?
Mm-hmm.
Have I had that?
No, Not that I know of.
Go grab it. Bring it to me. Because
So we could show
I'll recognize it if I've had it.
It's a size. So the 858 is basically, it's like a Longsdale for Fuente. Comes in, there's a Rosado Sungrum, which is a special one. That one's really good. There's also the Sungrum, which is a special one. It's pretty good too.
Okay.
This is why I have the lav mics. This is why I'm going to put the lav mic on him.
Well, we'll
So
see. We'll see. Hey, this is why we
Right.
do what we do. You know, I want to answer questions. So I want to give an honest answer. So if I haven't had it, I'll
Here
say.
are 3 of them. There's also the Maduro, which is
We're on
excellent.
that one.
All right.
And there's also the Rosado Sungrum too. So yeah, it's missing a few. Natural, Sun-grown, Claro. But there's also Maduro and Rosado. The Rosado is the best one. The Rosado is like a poor man's opus.
All right. So I've had the Rosado, and it was excellent. Here you go. Thank you, sir. I don't know if I would put that up there with the best of the Fuente line. I mean, obviously, there was the special release for Don Carlos Sr.'s 80th birthday or 88th birthday. You smoked that at one of our meetings. That was incredible. That was outstanding. I'm aging one of those. I haven't smoked it yet because you can't find them. You know, they only made what they made.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of mine just kind of tucked away in there.
I love that they make what they make, and then they're just like, you know what? No, you're never getting it again.
Well, you only have so much tobacco you set aside for it.
Yeah.
So
You're
it's
not
like,
getting it.
that's all there is. You know, like with the Dominicana, it's whatever they harvested in 2014. That's what's going into it. And when it's gone, it's gone. That's it. But I would say, like, if I think of the best Fuentes, I'm thinking the Don Carlos Anniversarios. I'm thinking now out of the Opus line, the best Opus that I've had, there's the Lost City, which is a very different kind of Opus.
John
but
was telling me.
I love it.
Please. Yeah.
I love
Yeah, I
it.
really like the Lost Cities.
It's a different kind of stick. It's got a lot of good fall winter flavors in it.
Mhm.
So I really like that. And then there was the Opus Destino Silo with the little orange ribbon on the bottom. That might be my favorite Opus that I've had. The Angel Share is also excellent, but it's a little bit lighter. That Silo is a bit more of a punchier Opus because Opuses tend to be a little bit on the mellow side. But the God of Fire, they're more robust. I like that. And so that Anniversario on the God of Fire, that and the DC Anniversario, those are probably my 2 favorites. I did have a really big Casa Fuente in Vegas with the little red label, the red ribbon on the bottom. I can't remember if that's the Cameroon or the other one, the other wrapper. What's that?
The red label?
It was like a red ribbon on the bottom of the Casa Fuente. They have like the yellow orange ribbon, and then there's a red ribbon.
Okay, the orange one's the Cameroon. The tan one,
I think the red was Rosado.
the orange is Rosado.
Okay.
No. Orange is the Cameroon. The tan one is the Rosado. I think they also carry, I think, a Sumatra and a Maduro.
I can't remember, but it was awesome.
Yeah.
And then, so the number 2 would be the Davidoff Dominicana. I have a bunch of rare Davidoffs I haven't smoked yet, so I don't know. You know, I got some really rare ones of that I just don't know.
Okay. Last question from
I
me.
haven't given you
for
my
the-
number 1 yet.
I know,
Oh my
hold on,
God.
Hold on. I have to give you this.
We don't have 10
Real
years
quick.
left.
I know, right?
Last year's. For the new year, what is your seasonal smoke that you would say, like, I would only have this during Christmas. I would only have this during like an Easter, it encompasses all those flavors. We're just like, oh, it's a fall flavor. This is where I would have just during that. Go, Lindsay.
Oof.
Jeez.
I don't know. What am I doing? Like the real spicy
That's a
ones?
tough one.
That's a really tough one.
Like an eggnog. Like you're totally gonna throw like an eggnog. As well, you could only have it during Christmas because it has that eggy,
Yeah, I don't know.
If I was going to pair a cigar with eggnog, I'm thinking I'd smoke an Opus, because an Opus.
X. Like
because eggnog has that nutmeg on top,
yeah.
and I think that some of those regular Opus lines, they have a flavor that pairs really
A lot
well
of
with
that baking spice.
because it's the allspice that's in the
So
Opus
Nestor
flavors.
Miranda, the special selection has a lot of baking spice in it too.
Oh my god, that's such a good cigar.
Yeah, that has a lot of
I
baking
thought about
spice.
putting that on my list. I was so torn, because it's such a good stick. But I
Can't
was
always have the good list
I was
like
like, I'm
me.
not going to do 2 Nestors. I did the Corojo, so I was
Right.
special selection. But and then of course my number 1 stick that I pick is the Padron 50th. So let me tell you a little bit about the story about the 50th and why that's the cigar. So in 2014, to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Padron, they released a special blend that was called the Padron 50th, and they released, believe, 3,000 humidors worldwide. Each humidor held 50 sticks. They're like the size of the Ark of the Covenant. They have these huge, ornate humidors, and for one humidor was like $5,500. Crazy expensive. And whoever got them. And the first year they released them, every stick that they made was serial numbered in consecutive order. And so there was 00001 all the way through 50,000, because that's how many cigars that they made. And they made them in,
that's so tiny.
They made them in red ink, and that was the release. But because they were so good, they released filler sticks, were called replacement sticks, and they used a black serial number that was not sequentially numbered, as just, hey, if you like these and you want more, you can get these. Okay, so
similar.
That's so minimalistic. If you think there's like 9 billion of us and 50,000, it's like nothing.
Right?
It's like,
and so when we went to Austin
ocean
for Mike's memorial service, we went to the Havana House with your brother Tug, and they had the Padron 50th replacement sticks, and you bought the Maduro, and he bought the Connecticut, and I was like, you don't even really smoke cigars. What are you doing going from zero to like the creme de la creme?
Yeah.
But that's Tug, And
that's
so
my brother.
And so he just was like, whatever. And he smoked like 2 puffs, and then he gave it to you or something like that. I was like, that's so stupid. Oh my God. But you smoked the Maduro at one of the little get-togethers, and I had some, and it was just like, well, you tell us, how was it?
Dude, it's epic. It's like watching Gone with the Wind. It's like something like epic like that. It's just like something you're just like, oh my God.
I remember when you passed it to me, I was just like, oh my God.
Yeah, like what the hell's happening here?
I was like, the people in your presence don't even know what's happening right now. Well, anyway, so I have a black serial number, and I have a red one. And the red one is that would be like, if I could smoke one.
And didn't you get it for free too?
I got it for free because a guy had heard of me, and he was like, I have this cigar I want to give to you. And I was like,
he didn't smoke. He had no idea what he had.
No. He knew what it was.
Oh.
He knew what it was.
Some people know what they have. They're just like, you know what, but I'm not at that level.
That's exactly what it was. And so I went to meet the guy, and I was like, you really would give me this? And he was like, here's the thing. I don't smoke cigars, but I know what this is. And you're a guy, you would appreciate it. And so I'm not going to smoke it. And so he gave it to me, and he got it from Jose Padron because he was at a wedding. And it was
I remember that you told me
it was on Jose Padron's boat, and he gave everyone there those cigars, and he just saved it because he didn't know what to do with it, and he gave it to me. And so now I got it, and I'm just like,
now it's like in the aging collection. So
that would be one of your ones.
If it really pisses me off, I'm smoking it.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Thank you, Lindsay.
You're welcome. My God. I'll come over. You can share it.
So
I'll take the first three.
Right. You can share
that's. All right. So are we ready to
document the whole?
Are we ready to get to the ratings now?
Yeah. Let's wrap this up because we're.
All right. So the Bull is rated on Cigar Aficionado in 96. I would keep it roughly there, 95, 96.
Okay, John.
93.
93. Okay, that's a.
You want me to go why?
Yeah, why?
Okay, so since I've been hanging out with your ass, if you're not hitting to where you're stepping through the pearly gates, you're on the fiddler's green. I'm sorry, I'm gonna say 90 now, 90 and above. You better be hitting the mark. This is hitting the mark, and then some. So I'm gonna go 93.
Okay.
I like my palate's changing too, but it's nowhere near yours. But I'm telling you, I would sit it at 93.
Okay, so in rating this stick, I want to make sure that my rating scale is tractable and rigorous. I don't want to be like Cigar Aficionado and be like, okay, we rate this at 96 and we rate the CAO Flathead 95. That's fucking crazy. There's no way that if this is a 96, that's a 95. The Flathead is a good stick, but that's an everyman stick. That's got nothing better to do. I would never be like, a special occasion, I'm going to smoke this. So their rating scale has some issues. They rated the Pledge a 98. You're out of your mind. out of your mind. It's a good cigar, but there's no way. So for this one,
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I'm there.
when I think of what the perfect cigar is, this definitely has some areas where I would say like it falls short of that because it specializes in doing something particular and it's not trying to be the all comer, you know?
Well, I also went because there's on the back end, you got to touch up. You know what I mean? Even if you're having a conversation, you need to touch it up to get it back to where
I did have to touch up a bit. One of the things I remembered about the Padron 50th that blew me away was that
I never had to touch it up.
I never touched it up. Not one time. And
I let it sit there forever.
And I was manually writing my review in real time as I smoked. So I would take a puff, I would get inspired, and I would just write. And I'd come back like 5 minutes later, and and every puff was like it was freshly lit. You know, there was never like, you know, you watch the smoke coming out and you're like, okay, I'm not quite getting the same burn. You can't quite see the red wing.
That's kind of like what I'm saying.
It was never like that. This needed to be touched up.
It needed to be touched up. Yeah.
So, I actually would be around 94, 95. I think I would split the middle between you guys. I don't know if I'd give it quite as high as 96, but it's definitely mid 90s. You know,
95,
like once you're like healthily in the 90s, then it's like you know you're
killing it.
You made it. You're good.
You're good. You're straight.
I would say like there's a reason why this is in my top 10. You know, and so there aren't many cigars that are rated in the 90s that I would say would deserve a 90. I think that they watered it down so much that any Tom, Dick, and Harry.
I'm not a huge fan of cigar aficionados ratings.
No.
Myself. I mean, nothing wrong with it, but also to keep in mind, you can't rate the same cigar. I mean, I don't think they rate the same cigars every year.
They don't.
So like
They do
be like #1 cigar of the year, 2014, Padron 50th. Year 2, #1, Padron 50th.
Right.
Like, because you gotta freshen things up. And so like,
And I get that.
I gotta get another camera.
But you look at how they rated, like in 2010, the cigar of the year was the Bahique 52, and they rated that like a 93. No way you're gonna rate a CA of Flathead higher than a Bahique. I agree. That's insane. So I don't have any problem with them saying we're going to review different cigars every year to keep it fresh. That's fine. But whatever your top cigars are, they better be evenly and consistently measured with all the other top cigars of all the other years. Otherwise, you look like you're being bought and sold by whoever the highest bidder is.
Boom.
And that's why a lot of people have questions about the credibility of the cigar aficionado rating system. Yeah. And I share those concerns. So I think they got to be much more careful about how liberal they're about throwing out these high numbers, because it's just, look, dude, no. And there's nothing wrong with telling people that, hey, look, this cigar is an 84 because it's in comparison with the very best the world has to offer. Dude, if I rate a cigar an 84 now with the way that I taste things, an 84 is a great cigar. You know, like if I go back on all the 6 that we rated over the last year, I would probably lower them all 5 points. Just because I know things so much more now. You know, there's something to be said about developing that palate, smoking the tons of cigars. You know, Steve Saka, the owner of Dunbarton Trust and Tobacco and Trust, he said something like, look, don't talk to me about your opinion of sticks. He's like, I've smoked thousands and thousands of cigars. I've smoked thousands of Cubans. It's like, if you don't have the resume I have, don't talk to me, because your palate's not there. And overall, that's correct. And the only reason why I even inject myself into those conversations with those guys is because I'm a savant, and I have this preternatural ability that normally you wouldn't have with smoking as seriously as I have for this last year. It wouldn't be this way. So I agree with him on that. And I think that you need to rate your cigars based on the idea of like, what's perfection? And then go based on that. Not off just like, oh, it's pretty good. I'm gonna give it a 90.
That's why I tell people kick rocks. If you're not, how many of you smoke? What have you smoked? And once I hear what people's palates are, I'm just like, okay, you're nowhere near what I know or what I know to be through people.
Yeah. So I think it's a solid mid 90s. It's an amazing stick, and I'm gonna keep going. So
let's go with Lindsay was at a 95.
Yeah.
You're at a 94,
95,
94, 95, somewhere there, and I'm at a 93. So I think we're right in the same ballpark, all of us.
Would you put this in your top 10 for 2021?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, would you?
Yep.
There you go. All right. So for the future, what we want to do, obviously, we're going to try to film something for the poker night, because it's just such a cool event, and I'm so proud that we're able to put this on and people like it so much.
It really is.
When's the date?
January 7th.
Next Friday.
Cam's not coming in yet, but okay.
It's the first Friday of every month.
It's
That's
a
what
really
we're
fun poker
going
night,
to.
and we have people who don't even play; they just come to smoke cigars and talk shit.
Yeah, if you don't,
We had a newbie.
We had some friends of the show, Harry
Yeah.
March. He came over.
Yeah, he came over and killed
smoked
it.
a whole bunch of cigars,
Yep.
and it was
we had
awesome.
and that's I really like that about it. It's a lot of people will say like, oh, I don't play poker, I'm not going to come. I'm like, it's fun.
It has nothing
regardless.
to do with that, especially when Lindsay's behind the thing making drinks, dude. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's just fun to. I mean, I don't play poker either, so I tend bar and
serve the food and make
serve
it
food
delicious.
and just talk shit
What
the
I
whole time,
wanted
pretty
to
much.
accomplish with the event is exactly what it is, which is if you want to understand what is so appealing about cigar culture, come to this event, come to our parties, because it's great pairings with the drinks and the sticks, and we have discounts, we have giveaways, and then we have poker where it's just, you know, a lot of great shit talking, and everybody's a brother there, you know, because brotherly sensibility, because it's like we're so proud that you're here to enjoy.
Except for Mouton, he's the nemesis. He's on everyone's shit list.
Actually, we've had some newcomers who are rivaling him for #1 on the shit list,
dude.
So it's been interesting. We've had a couple guys who are like just starting their cigar journeys, and they are accelerating. They're just like blowing through.
Like Spence's little friend.
Oh my God,
he's so fun.
Yeah, he brought some people.
Your little friend from last time.
He's like smoking all the
red
stuff.
hair, just made 21.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's his name. Okay.
Yeah, he's having a good time with it. So we're doing that.
Yeah, he's fun.
I definitely want to have a show where we feature some Royals because they're so hard to come by.
Oh my God. Yes.
I think people need to see exactly why they are as esteemed as they are and as expensive as they are, because they're that amazing. And we're
Just the Robusto.
Okay.
Yeah.
I smoked the Salomon.
Yeah.
You smoke the Salomon. I need to smoke the Robusto. Please.
You need to get the Salomones, and then I'll get one.
Yeah, don't worry, they're on back order.
Okay. All right. So also, as always, if you have ideas for the show, stuff you want us to feature, whether it's a pairing or a cigar, let us know, man. We're all about trying to accommodate you guys. We have access to a lot of stuff, and we want to show it off. So thanks to all our viewers who chimed in. Great questions today. I love the thought-provoking interaction. It's awesome. And 2020 was a great year for cigars. We're hoping 2022 is even better. I just got some news that we got more gear coming in the way of cameras and stuff. So we're going to actually shoot our pilot for our television show that we're doing. And so stay tuned for details on that. We'll have to make some calls for New Orleans to see who we can get and where we can go.
I swear to God, if you don't get Armando on it.
Armando's
we have to.
Armando's going to be on it.
You have to.
After how much I've talked him up, like people have to. Now the real question is like, can I do a conversation with him without doing his accent back to him?
Yes, you can. You are capable of doing that. You are capable of doing that.
Oh,
but Armando is just a cool dude, and I think of all the cigar shops in New Orleans, his is my favorite. Mostly because there is Smoke on the Water. Smoke on the Water is great, and they have some really like hard to find stuff. But Armando's place has like so much personality, and he is just.
He makes the shop.
He really does. Like he's just like, all right, what you smoking?
Fucking love him, dude.
I can't wait to meet the dude.
He's like,
I feel like I know him, and I don't even know.
What are you smoking? And he'll come and make all these recommendations, and he'll just talk to you. He's just a cool guy. He's just a really cool guy. It's just more of that cigar culture.
Like there are some cigar shops in New Orleans that are clearly there to take advantage of tourists who don't know anything, you know. But Armando's that guy where he's like, no, I'm a cigar dude. And so you've come in here and you're a cigar dude. I'm gonna hook you up with some good stuff. I'm not gonna be like, oh, what can I sell you? You know, it's like. He's got some interesting.
What was that one that he just?
Every time I go, he gives me new stuff.
What was that one that we got the last time from him? The Bo just got a whole bunch of
the Achilles.
The Achilles, yeah, that was excellent.
Super good.
Excited.
Yeah, excellent.
So excited.
So a lot of exciting things on the horizon. My movie's gonna get made, so we'll tell you more about that as we get some details. It's exciting. So we don't know, but. Happy New Year from the GNS family. Merry Christmas. And
Happy New Year.
What else do you guys got? Anything?
No, I got nothing.
All right. Anyway, get a bull if you can find them. They're world breaking. If you have your own top 10 list, send it to us. We'll go over it. If you have issues or criticisms, comments on mine, let me know. And what I'll do is I'll do a post on our Facebook page where I present my honorable mentions and my top 10 list. That way you guys can read it and study it and take your time giving comments.
And smoke your way through it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Try it. Try the ones you can. Most, I'll go through. So My honorable mentions, Year of the Rat, that's like $20. Feral Pig, that's like $20. The Oscurio, that's a little under 20. The Ashen ESG, that's a little over 20, depending on the size. The Encore, that's less than 20. The Viaticum's less than 20. The Black Diamond's around 22. The Praline is $8. The Nestor Crow is 10. The Bull is 18. The Placencia is 20. The Anniversario is 35. The 80th is about 40. The God of Fire is, depending on where you go, anywhere from 25 to $32. Dominicana is $24 retail. The 50th is 30. It was 27 in Tennessee, and the Royal is 80 or 100. So that's what the affordability is on those. A lot of those are affordable. Try them. Let me know what you think.
That is one thing that I like about the Cigar of the Year lists is that I try to go back and look at them and study kind of what's about them. And then I find ones that I like. And if I see them, I grab one.
There you go.
So that's one thing that I do kind of like about those little
Choo.
lists.
We're going on 3 hours.
Choo, buddy.
Show.
That's a big fucking cigar, dude. I'm
Yeah.
still going.
Yeah, I'm
All
sorry.
right. But anyway, we'll let you go. Thanks for joining us. It's been a blast. The whiskey was fantastic. The cigar is amazing. The commentary was great. Sign us off, John. No.
Bye.
With that being said, I'm John Welsh. I'm the gentleman.
And I'm Alex Stanford. And I'm the scholar. And this is the lovely Lipsticks and Leave. Lindsay Stanford. Until next time, keep it smoky.
Oh my
Always.
goodness. I like how it has the Oliva thing on the side though. That sucks.